ha ha ha. It's spooky. That's not spooky. It is slowly zooming out my webcam and then saying it's the spooky. How do I look? The NVIDIA broadcaster like auto thingy is struggling.
Yeah, you look pretty good.
Thanks.
Let me also
just waiting to get the stream started.
Yeah, let me set up the webcams. I forgot to do that. Sorry, guys. Usually I'm on top of that. Okay. This is also not. This is happy with us today. This is a good intro. We should do this for like introducing everybody.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah,
this is great. We just go one by one, and then we go, and then we go here, and then we have the questions that also aren't even captured. We got to get that going. Hold on. There we go. And then we swap out. Ray isn't here. Well, she's in chat. There we go. Hi. How about that for an intro? Sorry about the technical delay there. We're trying to figure out things with OBS that have changed recently. I have like a plugin, I think, I don't know, that hides the music track. We had a new music track added. If you heard, that was Happy's Witch Hunt song. It was pretty good. But yeah, I had some trouble making it hide, so I have to manually like disable it for now. I have to figure out what exactly controls that, so I'll be doing that after the stream.
And always good when you're having stream issues. It's always very good if you start 20 minutes late anyway.
Yes.
So
that's like further compounded.
Because
no, it's all right. We got a shorter stream. We got, like 12 good questions asked that we'll get into. We'll take some live ones while we play the game. But hi everyone, I'm Nick, aka Goknak. I'm the project lead and development lead of Momentum Mod, here to answer some of your spooky questions that you've asked us over in our Discord.
It's not Halloween themed whatsoever, but
no, it's not. Just the intro. we don't have the budget to buy costumes.
My webcam effects are like the best you're gonna get.
Yeah, the diva outfits that we were trying to buy everyone just were too expensive. So anyway, that's me. Let's go down the Discord list. I'm joined by some of my lovely team members, as you may see on screen and also in the call. Starting with Gordy.
Hi, I'm a new one. Hi, everyone. I'm doing web stuff. Currently, not really that much.
New web guy.
Web. Yeah, I'm new. I mean, new guy. I don't really have that much to speak about myself. Yeah, I'm the new witty.
Cool. We'll move down the list.
Hi, my name is. I'm still happy. I didn't buy a webcam, so it's my phone. But I'm here. I do music, localization. Yes, I am. I guess I'm happy, Bray. Yeah, so I'm here. I do stuff basically. Cheers.
Nice. You got Mac as well, or are we skipping over Mac?
No, I'm here. Hello.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, I'm here. I do some level design stuff and a bit of baby level C# tooling.
Oh yeah. That's how they get you, the baby level, and then you just become a C# god.
Hey, I'm Tom. I'm web systems lead. I've developed some kind of skin condition.
What the fuck? You look
like
humble. What the fuck was that? Okay, that was good. I didn't see it until just now.
I'm a graphic designer, so I can
have a
raise the saturation on the video channel easily. I am Tom, and I have jaundice.
I have jaundice. Oh, that's pretty good. But yeah, well, I guess that's who's with me today, and we'll jump right into the first standard question, I guess asked every month. What has everybody been up to? I'll start us off. We got a couple of new team members that I'm really excited to talk about. So first of all, we brought on Gordy. Gordy Narki has been working with Tom on the website. So basically, I also want to step back a bit. If you'd like to join the Momentum Mod team, if you like what we're doing and want to really help and contribute with, like more than just coding, you're able to join our team. We have, weekly meetings every Saturday. That's the main thing that we're asking for you, and that you're also passionate about Momentum. But it's a great way to just kind of get involved with the project and have just, I guess, this level of like involvement into the project that helps kind of contribute towards something bigger, right? If you've been wanting to help out with like getting us to 1.0 or anything like that, joining the team is a great way to do so, because you get to hang out with the team and grow as a person, right? In your skills, or maybe skills that you're not really that strong in, right? I started Momentum Mod and didn't even really know C++ that much, but look at where I am now. I'm barely coding. I'm mainly just reviewing everyone's code. No, yeah, but I do a ton of coding for work as well. So I do coding, but I just wanted to emphasize that you can use Momentum Mod as a way to grow as a coder, as a mapper, as an artist, and it's a really great piece to put onto your resume, especially if you want to have something that employers could look for if you're trying to get a job. So it's really nice. Plus, you're helping us get out faster, right? Like we take any and all help that we can get, and yeah, like we brought on. With that said, we brought on 2 new people, I believe, right? So just Gordy and Game Chaos. So Gordy is working with Tom closely with web. So it's nice because this is another person that can take a little bit of the review like workload that I have. Oh shit, let me get Game Chaos a mod real quick too.
Yeah, you can get a badge if you want Game Chaos, like the cool little game dev thingy.
Oh yeah, we got to get that too. That's in the dev dashboard. I'll get that in a bit. But yeah, you can have that little like controller icon next to your name too. But yeah, we also have Game Chaos coming on to effectively kickstart our KZ implementation. So we talked about this a couple of times. I think a couple Q&A streams ago, it was asked about KZ.
It comes up a lot.
It comes up a lot. And one of the things that we always say is that we're trying to prioritize core things right now, right? So O10 is a giant refactor in our backend. We're completely rewriting the backend. You've seen the work that Tom's been doing, right? That's one part of it. We also have, the game with zones, with the new timer system. We're going to be doing stage times and stuff like that. So we're redesigning all of these systems to better accommodate all of the modes that we're supporting. Currently, right, the only modes we don't have are KZ, parkour, and trick surf.
Well, kind of trick surf. The trick surf is like not. Yeah, trick surf is like
the trick surf system. I would say.
Weird. Yeah, system.
Yeah. So those are the 3 main things that we really don't have. So KZ, as you may have heard, CS:GO is pretty much dead at the beginning of next year, right? Like it is hinted at that everyone should basically be on CS2.
Valve but it's not changing that much. I mean, they're just not updating it.
They're just not updating it, so it is an outdated way to play, which isn't that great, right? Like because it's effectively abandoned. But right. That means that KZ, GoKZ in particular, is kind of in free fall right now until CS2 either gets plugin support or there's another platform that could adopt the game mode. So what we ended up doing was reaching out to Game Chaos and bringing them on as a licensed developer to start work on KZ. So KZ, I'll talk a little bit about the mode. KZ, currently, in its current state, right, like, we'll take feedback, we'll evolve over this, but currently, in its current state, is going to be comprised of 3 submodes. So there's the first one, which is kind of the default mode that we would want people to learn and play, which is MomKZ, which is what we're calling it right now. We'll figure out a better name if there is one. But MomKZ is going to be based on SKZ, but with less emphasis on strafing. So this is kind of just like an easier, less random KZ mode that would hopefully apply to pretty much every KZ map that we can pick up from CSGO. The other modes is KZ timer, I believe is the full. So KZ timer. This is from statistical analysis alone. That's around 90% of all submitted runs.
86.
Or 86. Yeah, 86% of all submitted runs were on KZT. So we figure, why not just go for the mode that a lot of people have played as kind of a, hey, CSGO players, a mode that you're very, very familiar with, pretty much.
I just want to add to that. This was none of this stuff is completely finalized, by the way. But the discussion we had, I guess, last week was really interesting. Where I don't think any of us were super keen on KZ as sort of non-climb people, mainly on KZT. Because KZT has random inconsistent b-hops, I understand of it, which will average out over time, but it's still, why would you want that? What's really funny is that it's by far the most popular. So it is kind of like, to us, a lot of like the momentum KZ and SKZ based thing makes a lot of sense. But like the fact is, with so many people playing KZT, it makes a lot of sense to do. Sorry, you continue, Nick.
No, that's correct, and that's why we're offering it there. And the third mode that I wanted to touch on is a 1.6 based mode. So it has a lot of the 1.6 mechanics from Gold Source. I wanted to touch on that because we also want to offer a Gold Source Half-Life 1-esque movement bunny hop mode as well. Yeah. So it ties in with that of offering kind of more of a Gold Source roots mode that will be built on Source. So it's not exactly how Gold Source is going to feel because it's not a frame-based engine, right? It's going to just be different inherently. But we will try our best to make them as one-to-one as possible, right? Just how we have with our current modes, right? We're constantly iterating on these. But it is kind of the trifecta of KZ, which the mode will likely still, the super, like, I guess, like, categorical name for it will still be climb. However, each of the individual modes will mention KZ. So Mom KZ, KZT, and 1.6 or whatever we end up calling that, old school KZ or something. So just wanted to update you all on that. Very, very exciting. So just kind of noting on this, there's no like pressure or rush to get KZ in. We exclusively brought Game Chaos on the team exclusively for KZ work. So that means the core devs are still working towards O10. That we're not slowing down, we're not giving up our time to work on KZ or anything like that. Game Chaos was brought on to exclusively work on it. So that means that gives us the capacity to still power forward with O10 while also delivering KZ way before 1.0. Our plan is to ideally get Mom KZ in O10.0. However, we'll see if that happens. Again, there's no rush. It could come a little bit later. But the idea is we will have Climb in the game before 1.0 now, ideally.
Yeah. Can I talk a little bit about the game mode system?
Yeah,
and sort of why we're doing this now. So there is obviously the CS2 stuff. That being said, we're still not releasing Momentum until everything's done anyway. So we're not really calling Momentum a replacement to CS:GO because it's not out. And even if you do have playtest access, we're wiping leaderboards and stuff. So like, it's not. Don't think of Momentum as a finalized thing or really a replacement. At least for now, of course. One of the things we have been working on with O10, and a big sort of motivation for this was coming from Defrag, where Defrag has CPM and VQ3, which are two sort of sub modes of the same overall mode. We realized pretty early on that we were going to need support for that, and that was likely to work quite well with sort of future game modes, where we have overall sort of categories of game modes, or game modes as we're calling them, that have sub modes within them.
Yes.
When we say sub modes and game modes, we kind of mean game mode and game mode categories. Yes. Honestly, the terminology doesn't really matter that much. Internally to us, they're really game mode categories because we think of them all as it's all a flat structure to us in terms of code. But what this is sort of supporting for, but when we have the map submission system and the new leaderboards, what we're sort of aiming to do is make it so we can very easily have maps that can work in multiple game modes. We kind of want this anyway because there's often overlap between, so sticky jump maps, you can play in rocket jump, stuff like that. Right. Often overlap there, so you want to have leaderboards for that. We have this new system where they can be ranked or unranked. You can just have a leaderboard but not get ranked points for them if they're unranked. We have the whole map submission system. This is work I've just been finishing this week. We'll just sort of, when the map is in testing, in submission, it will just generate leaderboards in like any potentially compatible mode so people can try it out, submit runs. And so what that allows is we can do stuff like, have a map that is, made for SKZ or whatever, or KZT, that can play in all three of the climb modes, maybe some other game modes, stuff like that. There can be crossover between the game modes. It's not just that category. But really the whole system does allow. Also, I should mention that in the last couple of years, we really refactored how a lot of our game movement core stuff works internally in the game code a lot, which makes it a lot easier for us to do these new game modes. For us, what this, we can be pretty confident in sort of adding new sub modes now, and we're not as worried about splitting up the leaderboards. We're really going to make a lot of effort with the UI to sort of have these sort of broad categories, and you will have separate ranks in each of the different sub modes. But like, it's kind of, once we started deciding this was going to be something we're going to do, and we're going to put a lot of thought into it and start doing UI mockups for that and start designing the back end around that, like, a lot of this has fallen into place quite nicely. Yeah. So for us, adding climb, this was one of the motivations for adding climb was, right, the knowing that we can do climb, we can do our SKZ based thing that we're probably going to sort of make the most effort with or maybe promote the most, but at the same time still have multiple other modes, and we're not trying to shoehorn 3 different client game modes in, where naively that's quite an appealing idea, right, to just do one mode that's the common ground between everyone. But in reality, you're not going to make 1.6 players happy if you say, hey, look, we took a few ideas from 1.6 and shoved it in like a CSGO or CS based thing. Like, they're just not going to be happy with that. It's not realistic.
And so that is why we're offering 3, right? Because we really want to have the most satisfaction that people can have while not also fragmenting the competitive space. Because if you have too many modes, then it's like there's not going to be a lot of competition across all of it. It'll usually centralize around the easiest mode to get into, maybe. But
a good example there is Surf, where we might do 100-tick Surf. Although if we were to do that, it would be genuinely to be another sub mode, right? Because we don't want to have overlapping leaderboards between them. They do need to be separate if you're doing different tick rates in Surf. It obviously really changes the gameplay. We're quite apprehensive of doing that, and we're also
there is still time to make Surf default to 100 tick. There is still time.
But anyway, like, that we could also say 85 tick and 128 and stuff, and like maybe we do 100 tick, probably not the others, but like the one other last thing I wanted to say is that we don't want to give the impression that we are just putting time into new game modes. Part of the reason that if someone had said we want to do climb like 6 months ago, I would have been vehemently against it, because like it's not. I would have said like, no, we've got to focus on Node 10. Like, we've not got enough work done there so far. I just think that's the wrong thing to think about for now. Fortunately, we're actually making really good progress on Node 10 at the moment, and in a lot of ways, a lot of the sort of more general programmers who work on the sort of less game mode specific things, so me and Rio especially, we've been doing a lot. Though Lumia, Panzer, Ellis have been doing lots. So like, because we've got lots of good progress there, and we've kind of got our hands tied with that, then we can spend some of our meetings and stuff instead talking about the separate game modes. But what's great for us is it's really very easy to add. Adding them to the back end is very, very easy. Adding them to game code, really very easy. Once you've got the movement stuff, like you're really, just because the game is now designed in such a way that we can just add new modes in, and we have this system of like generating leaderboards for different modes based on what's compatible with what we just add stuff to like some enum. And like a lot of it just works. So the whole it does give us this opportunity to really be quite a lot more flexible with game modes in the future. So I'm really happy for it. Anyway, quite a long-winded answer, but it wasn't even a question.
That's related to what you've been up to, so that works.
Well, what I've been up to is doing all that, is doing map submission, all that stuff for O10. So the game mode subsystem, all that. But then run submission, stuff like that. So I've been working, kind of me and Rio, at sort of two ends of the same problem, but approaching it from different ends, where he's doing all the game code side, the zones and timer systems and all that. Also, I've been doing it from the back end website, and at the moment we're getting closer and closer together. Hopefully, probably on Monday or so, we'll actually sit down and discuss it together and actually get run submitting. And very soon we'll have a Steam playtest build out. I don't know if we're going to talk about that at some point, but you will soon be able to play some O10 stuff. It'll just be on a separate Steam branch and very broken.
Yes.
But work in progress. Basically, we can't break the main branch right now, so we're going to have a separate branch that's broken. We'll talk about that more.
We've already hit the dilemma that we were trying to prevent with like the limited access of, if we break our main build, there's just going to be people that just yell at us every day that's broken. So we
had some questions related to that, so we'll get to that. But,
cool.
Can I add something?
Yeah, go for it.
Tom also forgot to mention that he recently added a localization support for Indonesian. So if somebody knows Indonesian, PO editor is open for ya. I'm here. Let me know. So, or just in general, if you want to translate something where we need help.
Yes. Very good point. Yeah. Localization. Steam recently added Indonesian, and so we've updated our release scripts to and added it to PO Editor. So the PO Editor is where like all of the localization work happens, and then we pull it down from that every single update. And so just whenever we update the game, it'll have the most recent translations. We're always looking for proofreaders, which are people that have a little more power that can go in, make sure something seems good, and lock it. Because otherwise it's kind of just open for anyone to be able to change it to whatever. So we are definitely in need of proofreaders just to make sure that we have some level of control over what text goes into other people's languages, and that we don't have, I think, was it a Firefox accident of like, yeah, some weird anti-Ukraine stuff getting into the Russian language or something. Anyway, yeah, like some weird, wow. Yeah, it was very bizarre. But yeah, so yeah, just let us know, let Happy know. Feel free to DM, right?
Just like to close the localization topic. If you say that your language is finished or a lot of it is translated, just keep in mind that localization is a long shot process.
Yes.
So maybe for now it's fully translated, but in the future there's gonna be more stuff to translate. So stick with us.
Also, yes. It's just good to discuss stuff. If you want to run through existing localizations, even if something's proofread, if you find something that doesn't feel very well translated, just bring it up in the Discord and discuss it.
Yeah.
The localization is never a perfect science. So
especially with something like this, where a lot of the game modes have a lot of slang and terminology around an English implementation. So we're still going to have like a glossary. So there will be terms that just might not even be translatable, which is fine because we'll have that glossary that people can go into and see in their own language what does that what does that mean, right? Like that word, so or that acronym even. So yeah,
what does this mean?
We really want to make sure that Momentum is a welcoming, globalized game, so you're not forced to learn English in order to play. Yeah. Cool. Any other updates that we wanted to give before we go into our first question?
No.
Okay. Cool.
Weird answer.
We'll move on. We'll move on to our first question here.
BP Merc adds stream marker. Will players be able to make private matches, or will it be all servers? Will there be replay bots?
Cool. We get a lot of people coming in. Unfortunately, because we can't force people to read the FAQ or to read at all, it's hard to kind of convey the game's features. So I like answering these questions because it's just reiterating what Momentum is. So yes, in fact, you can play privately, completely privately if you'd like. You don't have to play with anybody at all if you don't want to. Momentum has the benefit of being a single player first game. So if you just want to play by yourself, play whatever map you want for however long you want, right? Whenever you want, you can do that. There's no server for that. There is our backend server, right, for run submission and stuff that you'll have to be online to submit to, but like you don't have to connect to like a gameplay server, right? That's limited slots or anything like that. Will it all be all servers? No. So the servers that you can do right now are currently lobbies. You can host a lobby in the game and invite whoever you want, or make it public so that anyone can join. We will have roaming lobbies in the future that allow you to kind of just host a public lobby just for that map that you're on, and allow people to just join you on just that map, and you'll leave it when you leave that map. And then we will also have like a dedicated lobby or server experience down the line as well. We go over that in previous Q&As. But yes, there will also be replay bots. This was a second question added. I just added it to this. There will be replay bots. They are already in the game. We're actually, for 0.11.0, going to be refactoring them to include more data. So right now, they work really well for Surf and Bunny Hop that don't have like weapons or anything. But for Rocket Jump, Sticky Jump, Defrag, right? Like where there's all this extra stuff now, they don't record any of that. So we're going to be rewriting our replay system in 0.11 to accommodate that. But it's going to be an amazing setup.
I think Slidey has done that already.
Yes, there is a branch for that, but it's probably like years out of date now.
I remember seeing the videos from years ago.
Yeah,
it's definitely been a while.
It's going to either need rewriting or rebasing, and that rebasing process is probably not going to be fun, considering how much
roughly
to the code base.
Right, we've not touched that code that much.
That's true.
I think it was added roughly at the same time as Conc was added, so...
Oh my god.
That's saying how old that branch was.
Okay, alright.
That
is pretty old.
I mean, it's just code. I don't know. I guess I have spent 6 hours rebasing today, so I feel like any other rebase is easy in comparison to that. But we will also have replay bots. Obviously, you can see in game they are just players that are just being automated. We do want to have that like a replay ghost system. We'll probably do that around 011. We really like the way Trackmania does it. It's a bit different because Trackmania is third person, so you get this as a bot kind of nicely kind of moves away from your car, so it kind of like looks good. That in first person would look horrible, but we'll do something along those lines.
So we're making the game third person.
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
Third person only.
But just to make the sticky jumpers happy. All day long.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, the replay bot system that you're used to, where it's just a player model, that will be coming as well. Yeah.
Oh my god, right now I can't wait for 011. 011 is gonna be so fucking easy compared to this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Ugh.
So wait until 013 and 1.0. Yeah.
Yeah. AC DevOps, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be probably the hardest thing. But okay. Cool. Any other input for?
If we stay tuned until we start actually playing the game towards the end of the stream, you'll see how the lobby system works, and we'll probably show off some replays as well, so you'll see all of that in action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good shout.
Cool.
All right.
Move on.
Yeah, next question.
All right, on y va. What did I? Oh no, sorry. Explosive walking sim. Will something similar to TFU's min view models be added? I'm going to answer this because I can. Yes. We already have that. I don't know if system comes from CSGO or if it's ours, but there's just view model FOV X and then Y and Z correspondingly. They can get the same effect like that completely. It's just way more customizable. It's literally just like view model system is like some constant values of that. But it just the min view model system is like is just setting some constant values to. With ours, you can just set them to whatever. You can have your gun like be on like the top left of your screen if you want. It looks awful. So yeah, it's the same as that. It's just way more customizable. So.
Yes.
It'd be nice to have sliders for that and maybe like show it in the settings somehow. But it's
a little preview model.
We'd have to render the. I guess that might be not that hard.
We do the player model preview.
We just have to get the values right of the. It would literally be a model panel, and you just have to figure. Yeah, that could work.
You'd have to like put the camera in. But I think HLMB does a similar thing, so you can preview view models. Yeah, I just wanted to note here too that we will in the future be kind of redoing our as we approach a cosmetic system, so like weapon skins and stuff. We will have a system that allows you to like override like view and like sound settings for specific guns separately from like what it looks like and things like that. So you'll be able to customize per weapon where you want the weapon to look, and it could depend on the skin or anything like that too. So we'll have that further fleshed out in the future, but yeah, right now the view model offset commands are going to be your best friend here.
I think for now we have centralized rocket launcher, and if you want to, you can disable the view model at all.
Yes.
For now, so yeah.
Yeah, if you don't even
do we have
see it at all,
opacity settings?
Yes, we do.
If we have those or not. We have. Okay, yeah.
We also have view model opacity, which applies a translucency like filter to the view model, so you can see through it if you'd like. You can reduce it pretty low if you'd like. So, yeah, good point there. Yeah. So a lot of this customization we really want to expose in the settings, just so that people can really get like the look and feel of the game how they really want to. There will be some more tedious stuff like the view model offset stuff. That might come down later, but like, yeah, we really want to make sure that our settings are pretty comprehensive and allow you to customize it.
Yeah. No, I mean, people often say that our settings menu just doesn't have enough stuff in it. I mean, it's sparse. I'm kidding. Our settings menu has way too much stuff in it right now. We're gonna redesign some of it and make it a bit less full of crap. The categories are
advanced options cogs to show the other 400 settings that you probably don't want to deal with.
But of course, it's obviously really important that every new player can like set different run safeguards to like for if when you change map versus if you port.
Yeah, our safeguard system needs rewriting. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's actually like half done. I think Bird did a bunch of that already.
Nice. Okay.
But yeah, a lot of the setting stuff, like the UI, I sort of tried to design it to be able to fit a lot of settings in, but honestly, it needs stuff added to that because there are just so many settings right now. But I do agree that we do want stuff to be super configurable. It's just right now it's for new players, it's hard to find like the normal stuff. Most players don't want to change their like view model FOV like in the first 5 minutes. But and no one uses a search bar, so you know
it's there.
Cool.
But yeah,
it's there. I spent like a week rewriting that thing, and no one used it.
That's
why I spent a week rewriting the search system, I don't know. Cool. Should we move on?
All right. Yeah. Let's move on to the next. Thank you for that question.
Oh, okay. Synthetic Earworm, add stream marker, says, we'll be able to launch a CS surf map with Quake cpma physics. If so, has anyone tried this? Does surf work? Yeah, this kind of relates to the game mode question. I'm taking that because that's just
my
baby.
Take it, yeah.
So surf is a bit of a funny one, but yeah, actually, like I was saying before with the map submission system, right? When a map goes into submission, we will generate leaderboards for everything that's not definitely incompatible. So something like a sticky jump map won't get a B-hop leaderboard. Right. Because there aren't any sticky jump maps that you can play in bunny hop. You can't beat them. But some surf maps, yeah, you can do in Quake CPM. So for those who don't know, CPMA gives you more air control than VK3, so it's kind of sort of surfable, though not great.
It's more like 15 AA surf, probably something similar to that. So honestly, you can't actually launch off ramps, but you can.
It's unlikely to be very good, though I do think with our zone system, we do have a way, we have a defrag flags extra thing where, I can't remember, I think in that we should be able to specify that you spawn with some weapon. So we might set that and be able to set a zone where you can specify that you spawn with like a rocket launcher. So some of those might work. I would say surf and defrag is not a great example, but absolutely we want to be able to make it so some maps in other modes you can play, and we will genuinely like we'll show off Ahop fries in a bit soon. That's a really fun map that it's definitely playable in like 5 modes, probably like half the modes of Momentum you can play it in. So like we're just gonna, but something like that we can just give it unranked leaderboards for like a ton of modes, make it a bonus in some modes even if we want, and like there's loads we can do with the new system. So like we're really leaning into this. It works really well. And it just gives you a ton of extra content. It's not as if Momentum's really lacking content, or will be once we actually start adding maps, which we will at 10, so that'll be fun. Yeah. But yeah, 100%. Like CPMA surf, not great, but other modes in off modes is going to be crazy. There's so much you can do.
Cool. Yeah, that pretty much nails it. Can you add a stream marker? I actually want to tackle that question that was just asked in chat.
I just put it in voice team. You want to? Okay, we'll do it right now.
Yeah, cool. We'll do it right now because I really want to touch on that. It's a good question. How will Momentum Mod generate revenue? We actually can't. So we can't generate revenue directly from the game. We can't sell the game. We can't add microtransactions. We can't anything to do directly with the game itself. We can't make money from. So instead, what we can do is accept donations to run our services, as well as we can do merch. Like the official soundtrack, and we're kind of exploring those options a lot more as we start to get towards 1.0, because we don't want to like hype up a merch store before we're even ready to launch, but we will have some awesome merch, and the soundtrack that Happy and Joe are working on, I'm sure, right, like we'll get some awesome support for them as well, and get like revenue coming in from there. The main thing to keep in mind with Momentum is that this is really just a passion project. It's mainly built around the fact that a game like this doesn't exist, and that there should be a game like this. I think, it's important that a lot of people are able to experience these modes that have been buried in custom servers, requiring, a server owner to host this, as well as maps and stuff to exist. I wish that everyone could be able to try all of these things for free, right? Like even if we had the ability to sell the game, I don't think we would. We would probably just have our cosmetic store be the way that you pay us directly through the game. But for the most part, right, this is a passion project. We just do this in our free time. So there's no like pressure to make money. If we start to collect or crowdfund or whatever, there's not a lot of ways that we could really monetize other than also maybe selling like leaderboard access to like our leaderboards or something.
We do some extra stats, but
we give you extra stats and anti-cheat and stuff. But like that, that's kind of where revenue could be generated, but we can't really do that, and we don't really want to. We really hope that, you know, the donations that we could potentially garner through either the lifespan of the project or just monthly would be enough to cover the costs. And we are very cost effective with how we're deploying Momentum, right? We're not succumbing to, you know, the the modern JavaScript developers deploying.
Yeah, we're not doing any fucking cloud. Well, maybe we'll do a bit, but nothing for like no Lambda. Just I need to just steal your.
Absolutely, you can take it.
We spend a lot of time chatting about DevOps stuff or you know, just server deployment, all that stuff. Prod. It's we'll be able to budget better after 010 because we're gonna have a lot of more observability metrics and whatever. So we'll have a bit of a better idea of how much like compute we're gonna need for what things. Obviously, there's gonna be AC stuff that's coming later. We have, I don't know if we're gonna say what our sort of monthly goal is, what our sort of ballpark we're aiming for is. I don't want to say that publicly, but
100 a month.
But ideally,
100 a month or less.
My guess would be, and not, I don't want to like presume that people are going to give us loads of money, but if we're doing Momentum well, when we get to 1.0 and we are managing to get all of our systems running for $100 a month, I don't think that will be a challenge whatsoever to get donations for. Obviously, we want to think about that in the very long term, and so we want to try and get a financial system, and that might change in the future. Where we try, you know, 5-10 years from now, we might start moving to something that can be very low maintenance, and I don't know, we might sort of automate funding stuff more. We'll see. But I think at least for 1.0, like I think we will have ample donations for getting server stuff going, especially because we are going to be relatively public about how our production stuff works. Some stuff like anti-cheat will be keep a fair bit of that in the dark, but like I mean, for one, like our systems are open source, like all of our web stuff, you can kind of tell what we're running. It's going to be Postgres, we're going to be adding Redis into the mix soon, and a bunch of Node stuff, maybe more microservices, whatever. But it's nothing, you can kind of tell what we're going to be spending our money on, and we're going to be spending it very intelligently, and it's something we do think about a great deal, and especially when it's money coming from donations, we want to use that money effectively. So no AWS Lambda.
No, and that's the thing too, is we will be very open with our expenses. Currently, our donation and what we use donations for is very public. Every receipt that we get, we put on there. But currently, right, we're just kind of collecting that. That donation pool is mainly used for the team, as teams need hardware and things like that to do great work for the game, but it will be kind of our reserves for spending on servers down the line if we need to.
And we'll budget it closer to 1.0. I think we'll try to put aside, you know, the 100 a month or whatever for server stuff. But I mean, currently with our open collective stuff, we have about we have about $3-4 grand or so in our open collective right now. Like we mostly spend it on team stuff. I think in total we brought in about $7 grand. And that's before the game is out and people actually have something to really play, and that's before that money is going towards the server costs that we'll be open about and tell you where your money is going, where some goes to team stuff, some goes to server. Like I think when Momentum's out, if we do it well, like not that we're expecting people to give us money, we will appreciate it when you do, if you do, but it's something that we can be pretty confident we can afford for a good while. Stuff might end up costing more, especially on launch, where we do potentially want to be able to scale to demand, and we obviously don't want our servers just getting overwhelmed on launch, and that is probably when the servers will take the most of a hit. But like, but well-positioned ads in the game, we can't put those in the game as far as I know. We could on our website, but I mean, everyone uses an ad blocker these days.
And that's the thing, is I never want to go down that route. I would rather make people pay for access to the leaderboards than ads.
I think ads are a really shit way of funding stuff, and it's just sad. Ads are just like incredibly stupid things.
So don't worry about ads. As long as I'm in charge, there's never going to be ads in the game, and there's not any plans to directly monetize the game like that, because again, that's a really gray area with Valve that we don't want to enter, because again, our license agreement is the reason why we're not able to make money. So they could just cut our access off from being able to use the code, right, that they gave us. So we don't want to piss them off and anything like that. So it's really just donation based and being very open and honest about if we need, you know, donations or things like that, what we're using it on, our costs per month, and so on.
Yeah, but the moment we start putting ads in the game, that becomes quite a good reason to not donate to us. If we're bringing in so many through ads, there's going to be way less appeal to just donate to the project, right? To keep the servers up, because we seem to be making money from some other thing. So it's like, it's much, much better for us if we just have, a good handful of people who are willing to put in like $5 a month to Momentum. We have, it's naive to think it's going to be quite this easy, but if, 20 people that are giving $5 a month, that could be enough for server stuff. I don't really believe that. I expect server stuff might cost a little bit more. Though honestly, looking pretty good right now when we budget stuff from what we've got. It
only gets more powerful and more cheap.
Right, that's the thing. I mean,
server CPU war that's going on. With,
that's one of the things with looking at heads and hosting and stuff. The amount we can get like a really good dedicated server, like 30 a month, as long as you're just not buying the hardware from the last few generations.
Buy 2 of those and we'll be pretty much set, right? Like, so we're very much we're very much in a good position currently. We'll see how it goes. We really want to be able to scale, because that's the other thing too, right? Like, we need to be able to handle a global audience as opposed to like a dedicated node, in Europe or something, for the European community. It's because it's all HTTP, really. We can afford to scale a little more, and it's
we'll
nice.
be WebSockets in the future.
And WebSockets, but
so we will have large stuff that we
a lot more than a dedicated game server can, at least. So that's important to keep in mind. Like, our database could be read replicated everywhere, and then that just makes it really low latency. The thing about it, though, is that the game doesn't really require low latency as much as you'd think. We just need to make sure that you have a consistent connection, and it's not taking 10 plus seconds to do an HTTP request, right? So we'll see how we'll scale it out, but we're thinking probably, like, right now 2 dedicated servers, just for one as a standby, really, and just kind of like replicating, so just in case anything happens to the first one, it can flip over.
But then we might well expand that to a 3-point of presence system, and we have 2 replicas. We have a central EU, and then but stuff like the AC machines, doesn't matter where they are. Those that how fast that takes is not being dependent. Other stuff, some other services, like we might even end up doing something like, if we do go down the microservice route, we just deploy some microservices are running the run session stuff, or the overall session system, which is WebSocket based, in one place, and then they just have like a Redis replica, and that's it. And you don't even you just have the DB in one place. You don't do DB replica, you just do Redis replica. Something like that could work really well. We get. This is the thing, when if you're just doing the source dedicated server deploys, like, you're basically just paying for lots and lots of compute for SRCDS. And
the bigger the server is, the more players. Whereas with us, it's like, one node can do how many requests per second? Thousands? Tens of thousands? Right. That's pretty good.
There's a lot of really clever stuff. And also it's running Postgres on like an NVMe probably. Like, it's, a decade ago, a lot of these servers were running hard disks for DB, and like, it's slow. We probably end up with a really beefy machine just for Postgres, and we just have the one instance of that. Still, we could honestly talk about this for ages. We talk about it a lot. You can probably tell that, like, we kind of like to nerd out over this stuff, and it is quite a challenging topic. But ultimately, we're in a good spot. The main thing I would say is not getting overly complex, where we could try doing something very, very, very complicated, and it's Kubernetes, and we've got 5,000 microservices, and we're deploying to Lambda or whatever. We're not going to do that.
It's expensive.
Like, it gets expensive, and it sucks up time, and something goes wrong, and it's like, oh, great, I have to spend my weekend on this, or Momentum's broken. And that's what we very much want to avoid. So hardiness and
the main thing to keep in mind too is that we're also not anticipating more than probably like 10,000 peak concurrent at launch. So it could grow, but my expectations is around like 10K peak concurrent, and then we probably drop down to around 6,000 to 7,000 concurrent regularly. We are a free-to-play game, so that could change. But realistically, with our budget and our infrastructure that we're planning on setting up, I think we're going to be able to support pretty much everyone around the world.
There's certain systems that we really do want to be able to scale really quite a lot if needed, such as AC, because we might find that it's just taking a really long time. We want to get stuff done in a certain amount of time. I do think with our new session system, where we're thinking about maybe this being a separate microservice, I've been thinking about that a lot this week. Maybe we end up scaling that a lot more, and we really try to keep those fast all the time. And if DB stuff is a bit slower, but our Redis-based stuff is faster, then Oh god, we could talk about this forever. We should move on.
Yeah, we'll move on because this is deviating from the original question. But yeah, so we are not directly making money from the game or inside the game at all. We're anticipating, donations to be kind of our main way to work. And so, we appreciate everybody's contribution, either their own time towards the project or money towards the project at all. Prime subbing on here is one way to do it. Direct donation through the OC is another way to do it. There's a lot of ways to help out, but it's ultimately, right, like it's just a matter of passion, because we're not a company, we're not there's no stakeholders, right? This is all passion. So can't wait to deliver it.
Until we get bought out by some like VC.
Yeah, until Microsoft buys us.
No. So it'll be venture capital, not Microsoft, just like venture capital, and the game is.
Oh yeah, private equity. That's it. Private equity firm just scoops us up.
Yeah.
And shitifies our process. Anyway, so hopefully that answers that question, Jacob. Thank you for that. We'll move on to the next Ask Question. Make sure to join our Discord, by the way, and ask these in our Q&A live channel. If you have any questions like this, we love to dive into these, but we want to make sure that we're getting them more prepped, just in case we want to show any like graphs or anything like that. Cool.
F35 asks, what's like the ideal 09X before 010? We got asked about this recently, and so just to be clear, so we just got 0923 out.
Yes.
So we now have 0.0.77 updates until 010.
Yes. Yep. That's how the math works out.
Yeah.
For seriousness, the way that our versioning works, just kind of recapping, because there's probably some people that don't understand it either. This is semantic versioning. So the 2 dots doesn't mean that it's a weird decimal. It means that there's 3 numbers, and they're of different categories. So the first one, the 0, right, is kind of the main milestone release. So at 1.0, when we push live to Steam, that's 1.0. It's like everyone can play it, right? 2.0 down the line will be our campaign update and just, our other big update there. But for the main purposes, right, that'll either be 0, which it is now, 1, or 2. The middle number is more of a feature milestone. So we've cut up the remaining things we need to do for 1.0 into feature kind of blocks. And we've broken down those feature blocks into individual things that we can do and that we need to process or spec out or design. And so we're on 09 for a while, but that just means that, we're like 9 iterations through of like core features of the game. And this is like, underlying systems like zoning, things like that. Really big, usually game-breaking features, not backwards compatible, right? And so the third number there, the X in this case, is usually just a patch version. So these are smaller updates that are backwards compatible, usually don't really break too much, and are regularly released every week. So we've done 23 so far, so that's about 23 weeks of doing these updates, ish. Give or take. There were some that took months. So
it's way more than 23 weeks. We changed our system though after 09 or so.
That's
so
true.
Around 09.3, we started doing these more
weekly
regular ones.
Push.
Yeah,
that's correct. What were you gonna say?
I want to say well 2 things. Well, one, like we have been on 09 for a while. 010 is really big. 010 was when we sat down and like redesigned a ton of stuff, and we there's quite a lot of stuff that has to get done for 010 to even make sense in terms of mainly backend and game code, where it would be really awkward to try and split it up a lot. To do multiple versions of 010 would be really hard. There's sort of several things we really want done, and those require a lot of systems being finished. A really big one is just a backend rewrite, right? So currently the live backend with like the current leaderboards and stuff that thing is not going to exist after 010. That's been completely rewritten, mostly by me. Hi. Though lots of other people, Alex, Ozplo, Gordy's here. Anyway, there's all of that, and then that's been like a necessary precursor to map submission and all the 010 changes. So like we've basically had to rewrite the whole backend just to do any of this stuff because the old backend's horrible and we knew we wanted to get rid of it for years. But then like with zones, sorry, I guess this isn't quite on the topic. I do feel like I can certainly, I'm sure for a lot of people that are looking at like our release schedule, the fact we got to like 09, I guess it was 88, sorry. before we went to the 09s, and now we're on like 09-23. That's for two reasons. One, because we have switched to this much more frequent release cycle, which I hope most people prefer, but also because there is genuinely so much in 010 that's taken a while.
And we're just pushing out minor things that are getting in the meantime, yeah.
And then the one other thing I wanted to add for 010 and these middle milestones, X, Y, Z, the Y of that, is that in our case we'll often be doing leaderboard wipes. So that will happen for 010. For 010, everything is getting wiped. We actually have a question on this, so I won't talk too much right now, but basically when we're going to be doing these big, literally all runs get wiped, those will usually be these big milestone updates. But we'll talk more of that in the future, I guess.
Yeah.
Future question.
Good point. Yeah. And then I guess touching on a comment that I made, Big Daddy Roady, I guess. Is that Roady?
God damn it, Roady.
So if Momentum were to sell out, would it be my decision or would anyone else have a say? So in theory, it would be my decision, but in practice, I'm going to consult the team before anything like that would ever come to the table. Right? Like it's not, because again, I'm not the only person making this game. If I was, right, we'd be way back into like 03 something, but like secondly, like it wouldn't be fair for me to override what the team thinks or anything like that. I usually don't take executive decisions, and I'm very happy to have a team that's able to push back on things that I think that we should do or anything like that, because it makes me see perspectives that I would otherwise not have, right? Like we have so many different people from different game modes and different backgrounds of server hosting and things like that, right, with Rio and things like that. So it is amazing to have a team that's able to call out things, right, to bring up ideas and give feedback on ideas. So I would never throw that out for a bag. For the bag, could you imagine like doing this for the bag and then throwing it all away? Like Jesus. I love that this project is passion based, because that's what it really should be. And the moment that we start to monetize any of this, it starts getting questionable around like, what about the mappers, right? Like you can't really play this game without people's free content that you're using to make money. So so I would say that you have no worries. You don't have to worry at all about money, because
it would be quite funny, but
it would be. I mean, I think with how carefully we're going to deploy 010 to 1.0 to really collect the metrics, I think we're going to be really well budgeted for our release. I think we're like, unless the game absolutely explodes like PUBG or something.
Yeah, but if it does, we'll get enough
people,
money. No.
Like top of the Steam
if it gets
somehow like
what
that.
If we did that, we'd have to. Honestly,
we'd be scrambling, but like we're not anticipating that. That's the thing. Is like, but it's hard to anticipate. So anyway, but like
most of it could scale pretty far, but
yeah, I think so.
It would be busy.
We'll see.
If Valve wanted to hire us, I mean, I don't know if I want to work at Valve. 30% cut off Steam, I still think it's a bit too scummy for me. But,
it'd be cool. I'd enjoy it. I think it'd be cool to like, if they gave us carte blanche to like. Yeah, anything you need. To work on, No,
I mean, it would be great to have more contact with Valve.
Yeah.
Because right now we get very little, and it would be. I think there is. Yeah, definitely, there would be an interesting way of doing a bit more of a system that worked with them, but
But so just wanted to give some input there. That it's not. I know I am project and development lead, but like that is really just with the vision of the project. Ideally, right, like I really want this to be more of a team behind the game, and not it's Goknak's mod, right? Nothing like that. It's or Momentum mod by Goknak or something like that. It's I was project lead for this, but I led this awesome team, and this is what we did, right? Like that's how I view this project as a whole. So I would never sell out for money. Even if it's like gross billions of dollars, which would like probably set the rest of my team's life up and children's lives up or whatever. But like,
do a notch.
It wouldn't ever be like without their input, right? I mean, pull a notch. I get 43 billion or something. Anyway,
Beverly Hills mansion. And
right.
Just becomes like the biggest Reddit racist ever.
Anyway, we'll move on.
Just to close back to that, it's great to have a team. We love you too, Goknak. We love you too.
I'm very proud, and I love you guys too. It's seriously, it's a great project. I'm very far with how far it's come so far. Like, it's already come so far already. Like, and that's just so far. Like, there's still 1.0, and I can't wait. 1.0, I'm already getting emotional. 1.0 is going to be really emotional for me. But just warning you guys. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah,
Rye on stream.
Yeah, but legit might. Anyway, so yeah, let's move on. Thank you, F35. 010 will come once all the systems are tested. We'll actually have a branch for 010. So technically 09X will still be happening while 010 is like released in a way, because there will be
all the kill kits will be over on the new branch.
But
no, probably the other updates will slow down a bit as well, won't they?
Yeah, but like there's not a number in mind. It's just like weekly we're like, oh hey, do we have anything we want to push? Let's do it. So it's not really like we got to get it done by 0999 or something like that. But again, the numbers are not related to each other. It's just they're categorical. So the third number is really just like how many patch releases we've done. So
I do still love the idea that we have 77 more.
Yes, that's pretty good. Cool. Okay. Moving on. Or wait, sorry.
Moving on.
Was that Happy?
I just wanted to ask. We have questions from the chat. Should we
ask? No, I'm locked in questions.
Yeah, we should put the rest of those in voice team for now, and we'll come back to them at the end of the stream too, or at the end of the ask questions here. We'll get through.
Yeah, there's anything that's related, we normally address them, but the unrelated stuff I just got in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Add stream marker.
Nice.
Boozia asks, will Momentum mods support mods like player model, custom HUDs, weapon skins, etc.?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. I'm going to talk about player models and custom HUDs. You do weapon skins, and Happy, you do etc.
Okay.
No. I mean, Nick, you go for it.
Yes, I bring this up every single stream, but it's good too because we're getting new faces. Yes, there will be a cosmetic system in the game that is effectively just tied to playing the game, right? Beating maps, winning races, doing challenges, doing dailies, etc. You'll get cosmetic XP, which also translates to a cosmetic currency. We're going to have a cosmetic store inside the game that is just purely based off of those units you earn through gameplay. And then you can unlock player models. Yep. Weapon skins. Yep. Custom like taunts things. We're gonna get more in line with what we want to actually have with cosmetics down the line. But we will have a cosmetic store so that you can see something and work towards it. You don't have to worry about random chance or anything like that. There's no monetization or anything. You grind the game and get the thing you want. When it comes to custom HUDs, yeah, we could probably even use Workshop for that if we want to. But yeah, we could have that either integrated into our site or use Workshop for it. Yeah, absolutely. Custom HUDs. We're gonna also follow ideally Valve's thing of being able to just kind of copy a string to kind of share it. That'd be really cool, I think. If we get that set up, we kind of have it for Crosshair, but I'd love to do it for HUD layout and stuff too. But we'll also have a customizer. We'll have a customizer as well that you can just like lay out a HUD however you want, and really customize it. So being able to share that layout with others is important. But yeah, absolutely. And then keeping in mind that's all the official added stuff. You will always be able to modify your local game client. Always. We're never going to prevent that or like encrypt files or whatever for that. You'll like if there's a cool skin that you want, you can unlock it by just like extracting it and set the path up or whatever. But keep in mind that the official stuff is what shows up in lobbies and in replays and stuff, right? Like that's what gives it value to unlock it because other people will see that you have it. You can always do things locally, but it's only going to show up for you. We're never going to network custom model like sharing or anything like that. Because we're gonna have our own cosmetic system that's doing that. So that's just the caveat there. But we always will support you being able to modify your game locally. It's very important. It's a source tradition, right? So absolutely, yeah. So stay tuned for that because we will have more about the cosmetic system down the line. We don't really have it spec'd out. I really want to spec it out more. Just kind of get categories of things that people would like to have. ironed out, as well as maybe some UI mockups with Traz, work with Traz on getting like the kind of interface, like kind of how TF2 does it with the backpack system, something like that. So you'll be able to customize yourself per game mode as well. So if you really want to represent yourself in Ahop differently from, you know, Bhop or something, you can do so. So yeah, absolutely. So great question. And I can't wait to show what that system's going to look like down the line.
Mm. Yeah, HUDs will be interesting because we have several different ways of customizing the HUD. So exactly what we end up with. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
All right. Next question.
Bloxel64 Nia, I think. Will playtesters have access removed once the game is out? I think this question might be presuming that the game is going to be paid, which it isn't.
No.
So, no.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll just be when the game's out. I don't know if Steam just automatically gives you the game. Probably. If not,
no,
you just
you'll
have to
go in. You'll go and have to.
Right.
Yeah, you'll have to go and add to the library.
We'll just, if you wishlisted or whatever, we'll just spam you and whatever. Or maybe Steam will improve their system by then. What am I saying? It's Steam. Of course they won't. But yeah, of course we're not gonna take away access. It's not a paid thing. So
right. Okay. Let me clarify. You'll have access removed to the playtest, because the playtest will be done.
Yeah.
Like the main app will be out, but yeah, the playtest will be done. Nothing's gonna really transfer over. It's gonna be a fresh slate at 1.0 for everybody. So just keep that in mind. That's very clear when you play the game. It pops up with it. But yeah, at 1.0 it is effectively a fresh slate. So but yeah, you should be able to just go and click add the library. The game will be free, and it'll. I don't know if we'll be able to. Maybe I could do some depot stuff where all the playtesters could just get the main app ID before we get rid of it or something. Maybe we could do something like that. I'm not sure. There's a way that we did it for if you got like an old key where it was just the main app ID. It gives you the playtest now. There's probably a way that we could reverse that. I don't know. I'll have to look into that more. But I don't think there is, because it's a child app. So I don't think you can reverse it. So it's like a DLC giving access to the full game. So yeah, it's weird. It's weird how Steam set it up for the playtest, but just keep in mind, at 1.0, fresh slate, everybody will be on the main app.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
You good there, Happy? Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Nike shoe 92.
Yeah.
Great name. Is there any plan to make jumps that require arcane bounce setups more beginner friendly? Neither of us really jump that much.
Yeah, I can take this one.
Yeah,
I've played a fair bit of RJ. So I'm not really 100% sure what they mean by arcane bounce setups. We want to get rid of the inconsistent bounce setups, like angled bounces and things like that, where you shoot a rocket at a certain angle to give yourself a set height to do the bounce, which is just kind of gross because you just have to learn this number and look at a number on your HUD to do the bounce.
That sounds like the question.
Not nice. Yeah, so that sort of thing, we're just gonna try and make a way in-game code where they're not possible. There's been some discussion on this about ways to do that, but yeah, there's a couple ideas floating around. I think we've also sort of discussed the possibility of disabling bounces altogether apart from mapper intended ones, but I think that's a bit of a hot topic and I personally don't agree with, but we'll see how the game progresses, I guess. But yeah, for arcane bounces as you describe them, I'm assuming that means just really weird ones that are very specific. Those won't be in the game. We'll just have the standard walk off or jump off kind of bounces still work. And I'm assuming we'll also get a HUD element for bounce checking like Tempest has or something.
Yeah. I think the discussion was around making bounces way more consistent to where you could kind of do it from like any height or anything like that. But it has to be mapper intended, which means we would have to go back and for all the maps that are mapper intended bounces, we would have to add a trigger effectively. That was, I think, where it was left off. However, we will reconcile around that, and try to pick a solution that's probably going to make everyone somewhat happy about. I'm sure the randomness is not what a lot of people are happy about, so getting rid of that is really the ultimate goal. How we go about doing it, I know Lumia answered this a while ago, I think in the text channel, how defrag has overbounce triggers, right? So a mapper intended mode that kind of allows you to do an overbounce in defrag. Something similar to that would make sense, I would say, that we could just add a trigger volume for it. But if that's not convenient, or if that kind of cuts out a lot of other things, we'll probably try to see if there's another way to do it. But yeah, it's really just not the highest priority right now, because we really got to get core features done, and then once we circle back around to the individual game modes, just to see if, because I think we even have one about plus strafe, a question about plus strafe. So Ahop, for example, even needs more work. So there's stuff like that we're just kind of like, as we get capacity, we'll kind of flesh out more as we go along. But yeah,
that stuff is nice to get a bit more work done on as we get closer to 1.0. As probably as many of us, or some of us, are working on some of the cool stuff like AC and DevOps for that, which will be a nightmare, which I expect me, Rio, and Nick will spend a long time on. Like, I think there will be more space for more general bug fixes and some of these sort of game mode specific fixes that, like, right now, for me, like, it's I'm most happy when we have our core game devs currently just working on the O10 stuff as much as possible, because there's a lot to get done, and the more we can split stuff out, it just really helps us. So we'll have more a situation where there's a lot more sort of flexibility further down the line, I think. So
cool. All right, next question.
No, we're not giving out keys. Kratos Messi. Where are you guys?
Kratos, Leonardo, or wait, what? Christian, wait. Oh, is the soccer
Cristiano Ronaldo? Messi.
Yeah,
Messi, the footballer, and then Kratos from Mortal Kombat.
That's pretty good.
Okay, yeah. When will you guys make a parkour tutorial? When we add parkour.
That's very easy.
Can we move on?
Next question.
No. Yeah, we're not really working parkour, so there's not really much to talk about. We'll work on parkour when we have time. But, oh, fun. Cactapopalos, whatever. When, if ever, will I be able to play the playtest? Currently, we're doing 350 playtest drops a week, and there's like 20,000 people waiting. It's deliberately slow. We don't want everyone to have access at once. If you're waiting a long time, sorry, but that is because we don't want to let that many people in at once. So.
Yeah, the game is very much not finished. There's hardly any content actually in the game. Most people that get the game get bored within 2 or 3 weeks because
some people play it,
do all the maps.
Yeah, I don't know. It's ultimately people should be excited for 1.0, not just getting to the playtest, because you can try it out. Apparently, there's like pirate copies out somewhere, or like some random zip file with all the files. You can do that and just have that without backend or whatever working. We don't care. It's just it's not done. Who cares?
That's what 087 technically.
There's 087 you can do that. Like, if you just want to surf on like CSS maps, just play 087.
We leaked your game. It it's just 087 build.
Oh yeah, the guy. No. I think it was a zip of the Steam playtest files, but it's like,
I guess.
Hey.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
what is Happy doing? What have you eaten? Oh yeah, it's like when your dog has something in its mouth, and you're like, what have you got?
Open the mouth, spit it out.
I got some dried ghost peppers downstairs.
How's the lemon?
It is actually very good.
Nice.
It's not that sour.
Nice.
I think we need to get you some more interesting fruits in the future. Actually, we've got a question on that coming up, so we'll get back to that.
Yeah, that's true. We do have a fruit-related question.
Yeah.
All right, but so hopefully that answers it. It's just limited right now. We're adding more and more people as time goes on. We'll be 700 a week at 010, probably even bumped up to around 1,000 a week.
We'll drop a bunch. I don't know how much we'll drop. Maybe like 5k, something like
5,000, something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we'll
make dents.
Also, we'll care about map. One thing I do just want to add that it is important to add. Right now, we don't care about map bugs. So, testing is especially useless. We really don't gain that much. Most of the stuff we get we've already got is about maps, and we don't care.
Yeah.
Or someone's reporting stuff in 087. We also don't care.
And cheated
whatsoever.
times because we don't have AC.
Yeah.
We don't care. Yeah. It's really just
people can still cheat times after, though. We will have wiped all of them, so we might have fewer after. But at 010, because map porting will actually be more standardized, and we'll have map submission. If you have bugs in maps that are actually fully approved, you can report them, and those can get fixed. Though, actually, another thing is you can also be playtesting maps that are currently in submission, so that would be fun for everyone, hopefully.
Yeah.
That's the design for the whole system. Cool.
Yeah. Again, apologies about it feeling like you're never going to get access. That's not our intention. It's really just a matter. Well, not you specifically. I'll mention that. Not you specifically not getting in. We're not targeting anyone. All we have is a field that says to Steam how many people. Like, we don't even see who's signed up. We have no idea. So we just know a number of people that signed up, and we have a number we can give back to Steam to like grant access. So that's all. Like, we're not targeting anyone. We're not only letting your friends in and not you. Like, it's not like that. It is.
Well, there was that
random.
thing, but that's not now.
Yeah, we have a we talk about that in a previous Q&A, but it is fully random now, so it is just a matter of luck of the draw. You could get it tomorrow, or sorry, you could get it, next week. Or something.
Don't think about it like that. Honestly, the best way to think about it is if you've just signed up, or in fact, it's probabilistically like the previous times don't matter, obviously. So,
yeah.
Honestly, if you don't have access right now, the average time is about a year. Though we'll have O10 out before then, and stuff will increase by then. I wouldn't overthink it. Don't just check your emails every day or whatever, because like there's just no point. Yeah. It's so unlikely that you'll get it that specific week or whatever that it just doesn't matter. Generally,
like a surprise, yeah.
That we're deliberately not making Momentum a replacement for other games, just because Momentum is not done, and we don't really want people treating it like that. Sorry, but it's not out yet. If you want to get it out, come and bloody contribute. I need more web devs. So there's loads of other areas. So don't. Yeah.
So.
Should we move on?
Cool. Yes. Thank you for that question. We'll move on to the next one.
Nathan XP2. How extensive will the notification system be? Will we have to get notifications when friends beat our times, when we lose the top 10? Will there be some kind of rival system? Okay, can I take notifications?
Yes, you take this.
Okay, so notifications we have a system like that, quite similar to that, though we're going to rework it a bit in the future. Me and Ozplo need to sit down and talk about it, actually, because he's been doing some of the work on that. Well, we've got a kind of loose spec written up, but we need to formalize it a bit more with some of the systems that we don't currently particularly like about the notification system, though in many ways it's kind of okay. But so being able to follow other players and maps is a system we already have. So when sort of certain events happen to that player and maps, you get notified. Currently, the notification system, I don't think anyone cares about it. For one, because it's not hooked up to the game, and because if you go on the front end, for some reason it just spams you with notifications you shouldn't even have. The current back end we're not working on, right? The current back end is like this old legacy thing that hasn't had new code submitted to it for several years. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's a way of putting it. Very poetic.
Very old.
Thanks, Nick, for bringing up dead dogs on the Q&A. Okay.
There's a similar, metaphor, whatever.
Okay. But it is a dying dog that does need to be put. Yeah, that system sucks. Anyway,
we have a lot of new puppies coming to replace it. Don't worry.
That's one way of thinking about it. Yeah. Anyway.
A lot of new systems, a lot of new cool prod stuff that we're excited about.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, new notifications. Currently, it's always going to be spammy in the current system. We are going to sort of split it out. We do want to distinguish notifications that are sort of targeting you versus stuff that's about other stuff happening. Yeah. That's kind of the general plan that me and Osplo have had when we've been redesigning this. There's certain stuff that we really care about notifying you about. So one thing that's quite pressing at the moment is the map submission system has this private setting feature where you can submit a map that only you and your friends can access, not even the admins can access. Yeah. It's literally just for you and your friends. And to give other people access, you invite them. So you send an invite and they get a notification that they then click on and can approve or reject. You can have, currently the maximum is 20 people you can have testing. And that way you can submit versions, do all that stuff via our site, as opposed to like sending it over Discord. Everyone has different file versions. It's all annoying. Zones are annoying. You can just do it via the site and just submit versions, and you get like change logs and stuff, and you can include the VMFs. It's all really nice, hopefully. But with that, obviously we need a notification system that people actually pay attention to. So we'll see how far we get. In that case, it's not too bad, because you can just tell your friend, oh, go on the Momentum front end, like log in and like check the notification or whatever. But we do want to get that working game fairly soon. Maybe not for 010, but soon after. And then make it so those notifications aren't the same as the notifications about someone got a PB on some map that you follow that just spams you, right? I think currently you automatically follow a map in your library or something like that, so it just spams you.
I didn't know that. That sucks.
Yeah. Also, we'll get rid of the map library system anyway. That thing sucks. Oh. Well, no, we spoke through that. We'll look at our favorites and library. We might change library to like play later, something like that, kind of like YouTube watch later, something like that. Anyway, the notify system currently it's a bit spammy. That will get better, and then we'll distinguish between that stuff. Another thing I want to add is I really like that you're doing live notifications. We can't currently actually do that. So if the way that our game currently works is we just use HTTP, which is kind of the thing you use to like load this web page, but it's not the thing that's being used to stream this Twitch stream. Well, HTTP is kind of a thing you just send to a server, and
HLS is HTTP live stream.
Oh, okay. Oh,
and
it's just a okay, fair enough.
This
okay,
is HTTP.
Okay, yeah.
Chunked. It's weird.
Yeah,
okay, it's cool.
Yeah, sure. And HTTP does have it's got wacky
but
sides of it.
Yeah, but like
chat,
of
our core systems.
Yeah.
Well, is chat going to be using? Yeah, chat will be a socket-based thing, and because that way you can. Yeah, so the chat's a better example because that's something that you can like the server can push some event to you, and so you're just following that event. And with HTTP, it's more like you send something to the server, it responds to that request, done. And yeah, there's other complicated sides to it, but that's it. That's a decent picture of it. And so we can't really do notifications with that, right? Like unless you constantly poll our server, like every 10 seconds, you're like, oh, have I got any notifications or whatever? That's really inefficient on our server. It's not something that caches very well, and it's just don't do that. Yeah. Instead, what we're hoping to do in the future is move to this WebSocket-based connection with the game that makes the game a bit more sort of live service. So when you first launch the game, it will start a WebSocket connection to our backend, and that will be able to give a back and forth. It's a two-way communication, right? And that way we can just send you notifications in-game whenever, and that's really important because it helps make the game just feel more alive. And like as other stuff is happening to other players in the game, we notify you in real time. What I really like is because we can we'll have as this session system that will like keep track of what map and stuff you're on. We can even do a thing that like if you're playing some map that's in testing and the map like adds a new version of the map, we will literally just be able to ping every player that's on that map because we'll have a very fast data structure we can just iterate over, find any player on that map and just notify them. So the future system, notifications, but will become a lot more fluid, real-time, dynamic, all those nice things. But hopefully also less spammy. So we really are going to try to make it so the following system for like following, we don't even want to notify you that much for like friends activities. Like a friend got a world record, a friend got a PB. Currently we can notify you for that, but really that's something that goes better in like an activity feed, right? And so we might include a component for that in the game. We can definitely do that on the front end. I think we already have something for that, where it's a bit more like a sort of Twitter feed or whatever, as opposed to Facebook notifications, because those notifications are very liable to just spam you. As opposed to if you want to just see what's been going on recently, you go to the activity feed and you see stuff. X feed. Oh, come on. No one's ever going to call it that. The platform will die first. Anyway, so
we will pay the $10 billion a month to use X. No.
Oh, what? Do you have some org account?
The Momentum on Developer API or whatever.
But so notifications we will add. There's a big bell icon in the game UI that's just been sitting there for years now since we moved to Pano, but like it's just been irrelevant. But honestly, we never really thought that much about how that was going to work. We were just going to send some query to like the notifications endpoint, like on launch and from time to time, just to see what notifications you have. But that's just not a great system. And as we start thinking about HTTP polling just constant, and that's another thing. We don't want to have to do heartbeats and stuff like that for tracking user sessions, things like that. Because for one, we want to be able to track time you spend on maps and time you spend doing what different things in game, because that's one of the best stats to have, which we don't currently have any system for. And so having a live WebSocket system allows us to do that really nicely. But anyway, I guess I could ramble about this a lot, but hopefully that kind of gets somewhere. Then the rival system. I know that we have an issue for that open on our web repo. I think Arc opened ages ago. I'm unsure how that differs from the follow system, where the follow system is just like showing stuff that happened. I guess this would be it's going to notify you for if someone gets a PB, like you have someone that you're following and they like overtake your PB, something like that.
It could be like that. We could have it be more manual. We could have you could set somebody as your rival. We could have a kind of rival category that mimics what we currently have, where it's like we look at maybe your game mode rank, and then we look at like the 10 players above and below you, and like if they're better than you, they're your rival that you have to go and beat. We could do it to where there's friends involved, so your friends are automatically your rivals, where if they have a slightly better time or something, right, like within just rank wise, within kind of a step away from you, It's hard because when it comes to determining a rival, there's so much that we would have to kind of collect and associate, right? We could do it very basically where we really just look at, the 15 ranks above you, did any of them have a completion on your map, on this map, that you should try to go and beat realistically, right? And like how that filters is like, are they in the same group as you, just with a slightly better time? Because like that's realistically what your competition is like right next to you on your overall game mode rank leaderboard, right? So like those are going to be your rivals, but it's really easier if you just manually set what your rival, like who your rivals are. So like people that you would strive to beat.
And honestly, the follow system kind of does that. I think that would just be a specific flag you follow someone for, and it will just notify you if they beat your PB.
Yeah.
I think the system of like trying to determine rivals like automatically, it's very easy to design systems like that sort of make sense on paper and sound kind of clever, that just end up being unused and just crap and no one cares about. Like, I don't really see much that's just motivating you to care about that. It just feels very artificial.
It's very true. You have to care about being a rival. So if you don't care about the rival, then...
To me, that's one of the things where you can, like, post 1.0, we can start thinking about something like that more.
Yeah.
And, games like Trackmania to kind of do that. They're sort of trying to find ways to sort of give you random players that you can sort of compete against, because it is better if you are trying to, like, improve. It is often nice to have a very tangible thing, like some other player that you can try to improve with respect to, as opposed to just going from, like, rank 8,010 to like rank 7,936. Like, that might not feel like that big an improvement, right? Just because there's just these massive numbers, and who cares? Like, you're just one of like thousands. There's all sorts of ways to try and get around that, and I like the way Trackmania does like super regional stuff. Like for me, I mean, like the southwest of the UK when I play Trackmania, stuff like that. That's kind of nice. You're just shrinking the pool down, kind of artificially, but kind of in a way that makes sense to people. Like. It's stuff like that I think works. I'm not convinced that any kind of automated rival system is... It's not good enough on paper even to make me want to think we should give it any thought now. Whilst maybe we do after 1.0, when we sort of make a big, like... We try and get a ton of ideas like this and just see what makes the most sense. But, yeah, I'm quite skeptical of the viral system. But yeah, notifications, absolutely. Those are going to be fun to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of like metrics and like kind of statistical things that we aren't doing right now that I'm really excited about fleshing out more. Specifically with regional stuff, having country-based leaderboards be very fun. Cool. Be very fun. Just kind of a novelty, like kind of like, oh, who's the best UK player or something, right? Like that kind of stuff is really interesting. We're not really going to go any further than country, I think. We're going to stick it to country. Yeah, because like then that starts to fraction into like, yes, best bee-hopper in Yorkshire or something. Yorkshire. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. You know what I mean though, but it's like,
I want to know who the best bee-hopper in Yorkshire is. That sounds... I just want to see a bunch of Northerners just like, oh, that could be good.
Fight over it. Yeah. But that's the thing. Is like the when we start to get more granular, that's just more invasive of like where you actually are located. So
not that invasive. I don't know. It's initial optional.
Based.
We'd never do IP based. That sucks. You just opt in. You're just like, you want to set like your into country region. Apple Insanity says a good thing about for weekly boards. We might do something like that. We have a few similar ideas to do with like the weekly boards, like the week after the map is released.
Yes.
We had this idea. We might not show replays for the first week, and then any run that's submitted in that week gets a special tag, and you can even look at the leaderboard just in that time. So like anyone that gets like the top time within the first week without being able to see other people's replays is like permanently on the leaderboard as the run that was tagged as being in that first week. So similar things to that, but also that's another thing that Richland you say about Richland like best bee-hopper in North Korea is I don't like the idea of doing IP based country stuff. I don't think that works very well, and I think it is intrusive. At the same time, if you let people just set wherever, people, I mean, you will get heavy competition in Christmas Island. That's just what happens, because people just find the funny countries.
Yeah.
no offense to anyone from Christmas Island.
Yeah.
I think I actually have a similar joke to that in our web code somewhere. There's a comment about that. But seriously, like it's people will just do silly countries, which is kind of okay. But yeah.
Yeah. No, it's fun because I mean, like you can also set your country on Steam as well, and Steam gives us that when you authenticate with us, so we can get country from there. But I mean, we'd probably only really use that for like statistical, and that's like also user set anyway. I don't think we can get any further info from you, like city.
Oh yeah,
like
we have a thing for people configuring country. We could add more to that if we want, but I think just by country is probably okay. We could add more, but it has to be optional, and you don't want to be.
Yeah, it'd likely be country and just city or something like that. Yeah.
There is another thing like that Steam itself has like in geo IP stuff, so like you don't really need to kind of request an IP from the user or something and then get their like location. You can like Steam itself does it, and then you don't really get a country that they specified in their account. You receive like the actual country they are on.
Yeah, I don't. All we do currently, and I think the system is completely fine, is when you first log into Momentum, like by bunching the game, which is when we take data from Steam that Steam gives us on your first login, and then we just construct a profile in our database. We just take your country from Steam, and we use that as a default. You can then change that on our website in the front end. We might even add it as a game stuff, I don't know. And so I think that system is completely adequate. We take it from Steam at first, but then you can override it to whatever. If you want to be from Christmas Island, you can. Like, we're not going to stop you. But it is, I mean, the country-based leaderboards are really fun, and I hope people do use them. We'll get some people in city countries, that's fine. But in general, yeah, it is nice to partition up leaderboards and stuff like this. It's just, you need to find ways of doing it that don't feel completely artificial.
Yeah.
Cool. Shall we move on?
Yeah. Awesome question, Tom. Thank you for that. We'll move on.
Oh yeah, another one for me. Blank. Will the upcoming leaderboard reset get rid of the times on a website and or downloaded replays? What is or isn't going away? Actually, you take this, Nick. Why not? I've been answering too many.
No, it's fine. The upcoming leaderboard reset will get rid of everything. Where our backend, for example, currently uses Backblaze for storage directly, which works. It's all right. It's doing its job. We use Backblaze and Cloudflare because they have a nice bandwidth alliance thing that's really nice.
But they're telling us not to use that.
But so we need to Cloudflare is actually a little upset about that ever since they released R2. So we're going to switch over to R2. Yeah. So yeah, already everything that we have stored is being deleted because I'm not. I mean, it's like 123 gigabytes. I think I looked like a couple days ago. It's not too bad. So I could like probably yoink that, put it on a drive somewhere. But like,
yeah, I mean, the local stuff you will keep. We're not going to delete your local replays.
Yeah, your stuff that you have.
Anything you've got downloaded, you'll have.
But eventually at 11, those are also going to not be able to be
the game won't be able to pass them, yeah.
So just keep that in mind. Like, this is... Do not go for a crazy world record in Momentum. Yeah. I mean, you can. It's just be okay with the idea that it's going to probably be gone and incompatible by 1.0 even. So
one thing we can do, we can just dump the DB and just put it somewhere. If people want the DB, we can literally just make it public.
Oh,
Someone wants to make a little front end.
DB is like 600 megabytes. Whatever. It's nothing. But
but also we could just give that out. Like, if people want to do a front end, like on some site where you can just look at the old
want to sanitize it a little because there's the social login stuff, but other than
we'll just wipe that table. We just nuke
just nuke that table. But then we can release that. So absolutely, we could publish that if you guys want to like do data analysis or something. But for the most part, it is all going away. We are going on completely new backend prod hardware, using completely new services. R2.
The database is different. Like right now, everything in MySQL will be on Postgres for 10.
Yep, like everything's like the tables are being completely rewritten and remade for Postgres, a completely different database backend. So it's all going away. We try to back up some of it. It's, I mean, other than noting down people that cheated times, there's not really much that we would get out of keeping it. So we could, put it somewhere, probably put a torrent up if people want to download a 150 gigabyte archive of everything. But yeah, realistically, like it's not worth keeping because we're also going to 011 and then wiping again, and then we're also probably going to go to like 013 and wipe a couple times with anti-cheat. So yeah, that's like the main thing to keep in mind is like in the playtest, right? Like people are really itching to get access to the playtest. We're wiping. We're going to be wiping. We haven't wiped in a long time because 010's been taking a long time, but like once we get 010 out, we're gonna probably be wiping like every so often, like a couple months maybe.
Those wipes might not wipe absolutely everything. We'll probably keep maps.
Yeah,
do the maps and mission stuff, and we'll do backups from that point.
Yeah.
We will just genuinely just be vacuuming a bunch.
Yeah.
Just getting rid of, or just removing the contents from certain tables.
Yeah.
But certain stuff we can keep. Maybe XP, cosmetic XP after that. I don't know. Like,
I mean,
also like replays from like current cheated replays, so they could be like pretty useful for when we are going to do anti-cheat.
Yeah, no. I'd say that it's like for testing the run parser to make sure that it could check validity.
Yeah, but the replays will have changed by then anyway. But also, like that stuff should trivially fail AC. So, like but if that's not failing AC, like
yeah, it's good to unit test our AC though, or like I guess.
That would be more of an end-to-end test, but more integrated. But yeah. Why am I being so pedantic about that? I don't know. But also, the replays will just be changing. So
yeah, so it's worth to like I guess analyze while we haven't changed the input, but we are going to be changing the format. So, but yeah,
it's a warning before the update comes.
Like, will there be a warning? No.
Really, we might give you some stuff. Well, we'll be pretty clear when 010's close.
Yeah,
like we were talking about it on the Q&A before. We'll probably like, 010's coming soon.
Yeah,
but like
we'll have some team warnings.
If you've got stuff you really want to keep, if you've got replays you want to like I mean, forget we're not deleting replays. At 011, if you've got some replay that you want to be able to like render out or something, go ahead and do that.
We're not. The game's not going to nuke anything you have locally until you start to play a map that might overwrite the BSP. So, like, if you care about the BSP or zone version, but again, like your game, if it's updated to 10, they're going to work. So, like, it's really just going to be a matter of like once this update drops, like, there's no going like back to 09. Because like we're just gonna keep going forward, so yeah, we could definitely warn, but it's not gonna be something that we can like allow you to like play a legacy version of the playtest or something for, because we really want players on the recent version. So yeah, just keep in mind, just don't grind super hard in the game if you're worried about times like this. Because if
you want to grind, like do it on stream or something, or like do something that like makes it. I remember Kurt got like a Omnific no fail. He went ages streaming that. That is getting wiped. Like that was years ago, and he doesn't care, I'm sure. But like, my family photos run on
at 1.0. So
okay, yeah. That'd be fun. But like, that stuff, like do it on stream, whatever. Tell other people about it. Like you've got the memories of it, but like the actual. The main thing is like the replays literally like whatever replays you get up until 011. After 011, the game will not render them or not be able to pass them, not render. Sorry, they won't read them. Like it just won't understand the format because we're not going to keep BC. Backwards compatibility, not before Christ.
Before Christ. Before consolidation. Anyway, no. So hopefully that answers this blank. I'm sure a lot of other people are. Aware of this or not aware of this too, but
we'll get people yelling at us, but it's not our fault. We put a big warning at the start. I know people don't read, but whatever.
It's just going forward. The last time it'll hopefully ever happen is 1.0 at 1.0, which at that point we're just cutting off the playtest and like setting up the actual app ID and like prod deploy for that. So I mean this will be communicated, right? Like we'll communicate when like we're thinking like these updates are coming out, but just gotta not care about old stuff because it's gonna just get to the point where we're at 1.0 and like everything's finally mattering now, and that's when you can care. So all right. moving on to the next.
This is the last one
last
on the slides, but then we've got a few more. Maybe we'll get in game and then the rest. That could be fun. Tooplis asks, what's everyone's favorite fruit? I have a good answer to this. 1 second.
I eat pears now and shit like that. Shout out to all the pear.
God fucking damn it. I was legit actually going to answer pears. Because pears are
I really should have waited. That would have been great if you had said that.
Yeah, I was legit just about to answer like pears. Like pears are actually really good, and I forgot
pears
about
are delicious. Yeah, I do think pears have like a crunchy pear. Oof.
Yeah, right?
Very underrated fruit.
Yeah.
I feel like pears are to apples what crabs are to lobster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very profound. Thank you.
Very, very profound. Gotta take that to the psychology.
Well, no, it's actually not that. It's the other. It's what lobsters are to crab, kind of. Apples are like the default pear.
Yeah. Yeah. Most common. Yeah.
I have been playing that fruit game. Streaming Momentum or Dev, and then tabbing out and playing some fruit fucking thing.
Yeah.
Ugh. And I'm getting really angry at the raspberries and that. But I mean, fruit. There are so many fruit. You know.
Yeah.
Apples are excellent. There's I love an apple.
Yeah.
I've been eating a lot of red grapes lately because you don't need to unpeel them or anything, and they just
pop them in.
Yeah, easy size to eat. It's good.
I don't know. Yeah.
Grapes are second for me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For me, I don't know. Like, can we just wait a few minutes?
Okay.
Sorry. I didn't really like the idea of just stopping the stream for like a minute whilst I think.
What about you, Happy? Well, Tom ponders fruit.
Is coconut a fruit?
Yeah.
No.
No.
It's
it doesn't have seeds.
I think it is a fruit. It's a fruit.
Well, I honestly love coconut, but like people can tell otherwise.
It's actually a nut. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Cheers.
Yeah, that's a good good question. Yeah. What about you, Brody?
I think I really like oranges.
Oranges, classic.
Yeah.
Classic. Yeah.
That's another like default fruit.
Why not?
Yeah.
Tangerine.
Mm-hmm.
Satsuma.
Mandarin oranges. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting. Like the citrus fruits, like they're all the same.
Yeah.
There's like I think there's like 3 like things, and all citrus fruits are like combinations of them. Like lemons and limes and stuff are one. Then like pomelo. There's some weird like lineage of like citrus fruits, and they're all very closely connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, grapefruit are so. I can't eat grapefruit because I'm on antidepressants. Grapefruit stop them working.
Wow.
If you take SSRIs, you're not allowed to eat grapefruits.
How does it work?
Just the chemicals in the juice?
Grapefruits have some very, very weird chemical properties.
Maybe I should stop eating
grapefruit. There's a lot of medications that don't work on grapefruit for whatever reason.
That's the thing. Grapefruit is so
crazy.
weird.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I think it's like birth control. You can't eat grapefruit if you're on birth control because you'll get pregnant.
And it took a long time to discover because it wasn't something that was sort of really. It was some pharmacologist in like the 80s or something randomly found that grapefruits like affect like a ton of things for a really obscure reason. I used to get it mixed up with pineapple, though I shouldn't say what I was about pineapple. I was getting it mixed up with because it's
Pineapple's
wrong.
Also good.
But I thought it was the other way around, and I couldn't eat pineapple.
That's a bad mix-up.
Yeah, well, pineapple's great. Pineapple's good for like marinades and cooking stuff in pineapple juice.
Yeah, adds some nice sweetness.
It has some weird
jerk.
It's not just sweetness; it has some funny properties that it's
Oh yeah.
There's enzymes in pineapples that break down protein in a funny way or something.
Yeah.
You can use pineapples for all sorts of things.
Did you know that orange juice has like small percent of alcohol in there?
Oh yeah.
Wait,
really?
Small bits of alcohol?
Yeah, I don't know the percentage, but like it's a small amount.
That's crazy.
Like grape juice also.
Oh yeah, grape juice makes sense.
A lot of fruit will just ferment if you like pigs. Like you'll often, if you have like pigs in orchards, you'll often get drunk pigs. Because apples that fall off of rotten apples start to ferment.
Oh, that's right.
They will produce alcohol, so you just get really drunk pigs.
That's great. Oh man.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. What the hell? This is very educational. Thank you, Tooplis, for asking this. Oh my god.
Avocados have heroin in them.
Jeez.
That makes sense.
I know that peel of avocado is poisonous or something.
It's heroin.
Oh.
I'm kidding. I made that up. That's not true.
Yeah, apple seeds include cyanide. You can't eat seeds, or at least a lot of them. Yeah. Crazy fruit facts. I like that. We should make this a normal question every month. Just talking.
We're gonna run out of fruit facts. Well, like next week, that means we'll run out, and then I have to say the thing about pineapples that I shouldn't say on stream.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm talking about, mate?
Yeah. At least I know one thing about pineapples.
The pineapple folks. It affects the taste of a thing.
Yeah. We are on the same page.
Okay. I used to get that mixed up with the grapefruit thing. I genuinely grapefruit.
Well, you gotta watch the grapefruit technique.
Yeah, and then my partner ate it. No, okay. All
right. Do we want to do the ask questions while I set up the game? Or sorry, the live questions.
Oh yeah, we've got like 4 of those, haven't we?
Yeah, 4 or 5. Oh yeah, we got it. Yeah, so it's just those 4. And I will get into the game.
You reading them off, Tom?
Oh, I was gonna go make some coffee.
I can read some questions.
I'll be able to.
I can read one if you want.
Yeah, sure.
The first question we had in Q&A live channel was from RueLee. Sorry if I mispronounced it. Are there any positions related to AI that we are actively recruiting? I know, right? No?
Well, not actively. I guess there could be some AI-related stuff on anti-cheat. Maybe, just maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Because genuinely, probably there could be some kind of machine learning and such on like replays to maybe create a model for anti-cheat. At the same time, probably anti-cheat will be much like simpler and based on algorithms and maybe like physics engine simulation, and that's it. So probably like not now, genuinely not now, but maybe in the future, and also probably probably not.
Yeah, we'd have to speak to Rio, who's spec'd out the anti-cheat so far.
Oh, he's
got ideas.
Cool.
Yeah, Rio's got some good ideas for anti-cheat, I think.
Yeah. It's realistically, AI, machine learning in particular, just being able to analyze runs and see statistical anomalies that could occur from gameplay in replays. That's where machine learning in particular could really work. But yeah, it's really hard to it's really hard to say that it'll like work as well as we'd expect, because you really need a ton of training data for a machine learning model to even have any resemblance of confidence, right? You need like thousands upon thousands of cheated runs compared to like hundreds of thousands of non-cheated runs for us to even probably approach like 80% or something, you know, like to have like, and then what complicates things is that each gameplay, right, each game mode has different mechanics, so like it would have to have effectively different hats or different like styles of the model that, or I mean maybe you could train a supermodel that could like study it all. But yeah, it's that, I mean, that's realistically what we would be looking into, just kind of statistical analysis, stuff like that. Are we on 0923? Why is the blog post not showing up on the main menu? I just noticed that. Okay, we'll look into that. Maybe we didn't publish it or something.
No. I am on 0923. Maybe there is no changelog.
Yeah. Okay. So we just probably forgot to publish it. Whoops. But yeah. So that's I guess all I'd say about AI. I mean, there's not. We don't really want to go into like generative AI for like maps or anything like that, because even if we wanted original maps, you're really going to have a hard time using AI to generate something completely unique that you could then turn into a map. I mean, it's getting better. It's getting to the point where there's more assistive AI that could kind of like, kind of infer what you're doing and try to help. But I think we're still a ways off before we even consider integrating it. But yeah, machine learning for anti-cheat is absolutely something we want to look into and entertain. Yeah, there was. I guess maybe. Oh yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah, maybe the rollback and Tom just didn't push it. That's all good. I was just curious.
Wait, the rollback also deletes changelog?
No, it shouldn't. It just meant that like maybe Tom pushed it, and before Tom realized that the changelog wasn't or was ready or anything like that, maybe there were reports of crashes and stuff. So maybe they didn't publish it. So it's all good. I was just curious as to. I thought it was maybe like locked on the main app ID still or something, but it's not. Cool. Okay, I'll do a little bit of a spiel. So I joined a lobby while we were talking. This is again how we do multiplayer in the game. You can see that there's people playing on Ahop crop top and surf facility. And how I don't even know how to pronounce that, but it's Roady's map as well. So yeah, you can play on any map you want, whenever you want, even in the same lobby. You can still chat. We'll have voice chat down the line too. But yeah, you can have like multiplayer is just kind of more of a layer on top of our game than it is really just like, oh, it's what's playing the map. It's if you're on the same map, you can spectate, you can race and things like that, but you can still be in a lobby, and as you can see, they can grow pretty big, up to 250 people. We'd have no idea how performant that's going to be if 250 people on the same map. We're gonna get to that point where we want to set up a lobby that does that, just to see how it is. But yeah, like I don't know if 250 will be our like end limit. We might set it realistically to like 64, maybe something like that, where it's like it's a little more manageable for.
Yeah, we need to be able to
for
benchmark, just figure out ghost stuff and like. There's probably a bunch of optimization we can do, but don't really have any way of testing it right now.
The network amount of activity that your network would do.
It's just hard to test that stuff.
Yeah, you're effectively sending packets out to everybody in the lobby, and so just having a system on top of that could kind of.
We need some like relay system.
Yeah, I mean Steam does that, but it's like you are sending out all those, and then you're getting everyone's packets in from Steam. So it's not like a bunch of people ideally doing a direct connection to you. It's ideally through Steam's relays. But yeah, it's.
Can we play maps now?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look.
Fries.
So let's see here. We got Ahop fries. It's a new map.
Time. This might be the best. Oh, I'm not in the lobby.
We got the pro tip down below. That's pretty good. Momentum Burger.
Have you seen this, Nick?
Yeah, I saw you play a little bit of it.
This is. Oh yeah, I've been streaming a lot this week and playing this map a great deal. This is so much fun.
Okay. So I have the circle strafe right here. I see.
We do have a couple more questions to read out, by the way.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go through those.
Yeah.
You need them? I'm lazy.
Yeah. Thanks. So we had a question from VaPeZizi asking about changes to plus strafe and only being finalized for 0.10.0. I think we were pretty happy with one tick of deceleration before and one tick after, right? Once we iron out some bugs that somebody had found, wasn't it? Applying the deceleration.
I'm not sure why Lumia's got to that. I think Lumia's been pretty busy.
Yeah. Once that's sorted, I think one tick before, one tick after, we were pretty happy with. So
yeah, I think that sounds pretty likely. So it's a pretty small nerf, but it does make
Oh my god! Okay, I'm getting like a different run every single time. This is.
That's the thing. Is like this map is basically it depends very much on your first circle strafe.
Yeah.
And so I just go for different
this
routes.
map's more fun without a route. Yeah, if you don't give
no,
yourself a route,
that's how I've been playing it.
you just wing it.
We have a clip on this channel of me beating it on stream, and I was not paying attention. I was like answering some question like from chat about momentum, and I just beat them out randomly. But this is a really fun map as well because it's quite fun in Conc.
Damn.
Because Conc in this is this is basically just like that's HR1 B hop with free speed basically, so it works a lot. And then Rouleau was playing a bit in Rocket Jump. I'd love to see more Rocket Jump runs of this. And this is something where like we could make this like unranked, have an unranked leaderboard on a ton of maps.
Alright, I'm just gonna ABH it now.
That's the thing, it's like all the good players circle strafe into a first forward hop, but I'm too bad to do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to ASH it. I don't know if this is going to be a viable strategy. I'm trying to get an uncrouched top on that fry.
But also, what I was saying the other day is that I think they made it before we did the map size increase stuff. So this map could now be 4 times as long, which would be quite fun. I'd really like to see, like,
I mean, at a certain speed, it's like you're just hitting like boosts. Right?
Oh, well,
like,
yeah. You want to get it over with and just watch what record?
No, I want to try it for a bit.
Okay. I mean, you're not going to get it, but yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, I'm not going to get world record.
No, I mean, you're not going to be able to do the route.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, okay. Is it trainer or ninja? Wait, yeah, it's ninja. They tied. Interesting.
Oh, it's but okay, yeah. Subtick when we actually been thinking about subtick a little bit, which we will do. In fact, some of our systems are. You can go. This is really funny. Watch this. Oh, I guess there's a stream delay, but yeah, the that second boost on the.
Yeah. I love the the checkpoint too. That's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, I don't think I could pull that off. That's levels of A-hopping I haven't done ever, really.
This map is really funny, because like, I think if you're like decent, you're pretty consistent, this map shouldn't be very hard at all.
Yeah.
But if you're not, like, trying to even beat them out, you're just doing random runs every single time. So like, you'll get it eventually, but like, it's so chaotic with that, like...
Okay. I get the ASH that one. Just testing out the W tap. Oh shit. Okay. Or sorry, the S tap.
W tap.
The W tap.
That's an interesting new strat. Is that a thing? Is W tap a thing in Ahop? You can't. No. No, because you need to be going backwards. So W tapping isn't.
So you probably noticed some people playing in other modes. I booted this up in the default mode, which is Ahop. We will support. The nice thing about lobbies not really being synchronized means that you could play whatever game mode you want on the same map. So you could still spectate somebody, and we'll network those things over. But so like rockets firing and things like that, you know, you'll be able to see. But yeah. Do we have another question? Do we have like one more? I think, right?
We have 3 more.
3 more. Let's go.
Yeah. So we have one from Nat280. Is there any position, either technical or not, that you guys are looking for on the team?
Oh boy. Yes. We actually need to get like the. We ideally need more web devs. So technical side, web devs. If you're web adjacent.
Well, that's one of the things is quite a lot of stuff we're looking for contributors who aren't necessarily going to come on the team straight away. Something like web, like we want work from you before inviting you on the team, pretty much. Like Roady, for instance, we brought on last week, right? And Gordy's been doing loads of really good web work for the last like 6 months or so. So it made sense to reach out to him. And like with something like web, where it's open source contributions, like joining the team is kind of more of a thing of like you're now having more participation in like the design decisions. Not that you're not allowed to participate in those before joining the team, but like
it's just easier.
We'll discuss those in meetings and stuff. And like and we're kind of like there's also be stuff like then you can start doing like code review and stuff, things like that, which we'll bring you in like the GitHub org for that kind of thing. But like, so something like web, like we're really just looking for contributors who ideally do want to get super involved, and then you know if they're working really actively on web stuff for a couple of months, we'll happily invite them to the team. But then there's other roles that are more sort of it's a bit hard to sort of contribute without like you can't immediately get involved. Like there's not some like easy way of getting involved, like where you can just submit pull requests to a GitHub repo or whatever. There's stuff like art. There's that. But do you someone else want to talk about that?
For the sorry, for what?
Yeah, other team roles besides like the open source stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, so we have, it's a full like fledged game team. So we're always in need of things like mappers and texture artists, right, to work, specifically animators. If you've done any source related animation, we're always open to having help there, because especially with our weapon models, right, and eventually, right, we want to have things like taunts in the game that you can pull to like, you know, show other people in your lobby. So things like that, right? Just more general game dev skills are very applicable to what we need. Because there's absolutely work to be done in every regard. Sound design's another one, right? We just brought on Joe for that. They came back, and so, right, we're trying to. Damn, this is really hard to set up. Oh my god. We're just trying to get the team structure that we really have is that we have like one person that's a lead of a department. So we have, for example, False is 3D kind of art lead. And so if you're a modeler, you'd be working effectively under them. Oh, it was so close. And so like things like that, right, where we have people on our team that can, you know, help delegate work, help review what you're doing. That's really important, especially if maybe your skills aren't as up to snuff, right, or anything like that. I can't even get past this first section. I can't get to the first checkpoint. What am I doing wrong? Okay, hold on. I got it.
Honestly, like once you get a decent start, like the rest of it's fairly easy. Well, not easy, but like
starting at
a lot of it is
at the back of the cardboard thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. So the start mark right at the back.
Oh, okay, okay. Good point.
Yeah, get an extra half, and then maybe you'll find it a bit easier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably gonna. Okay, yeah, that's much easier.
Giving Mr. Old Half-Life 2 world record holder Ahop advice.
Well, for this map, you know. Damn it. Alright, yeah, that's much better. Or it's looking much better. What the fuck? We've removed Ahop reptile. No, I'm just kidding. Oh shit.
Yeah, so back to the question.
Yeah.
I don't think we have much not technical at the moment. I'm sure we might need more moderation further down the line once the Discord blows up a bit.
And also map review stuff.
Map reviews. I don't know if you specifically need to be on the team though. Yeah, exactly.
Main thing, you know, team members are people that are going to be consistently getting to momentum meetings and having more of a sort of, you know, active role in, I don't know, designing stuff for the project, sort of thinking about like the general objective of it. Makes sense? I don't know. But in terms of the stuff that we need to like just get the game out, the main thing I would say is open source contributors. So web is really, really important. A lot of the web work I'm doing right now, I'd rather not be doing. I'm NDA'd, I could be doing more C++ game code, but we need it makes sense for me to work on web just because that's where like we don't have that many other web devs. So, but web dev is something that's completely open source. So the more people that get involved, like that really does have a big impact on the game. Not that my work is like super important, right? But like, yeah, we just need more web people. Like we need some front end like Angular people. Come do that. If you know like RxJS, come work for us. But yeah, and also there's of other open source stuff. There's Lumper, which is C#, PSP convert. Honestly, some of our web stuff might end up being in other languages. We'll see.
Oh, so close.
God, I'm really tired. Oh, I made coffee.
You did do that.
It's right in front of me. Oh yeah, no. But also, yeah, small house cleaning stuff like Toop does the timestamp.
We also mentioned earlier in the stream as well, localization stuff. As the game gets more fleshed out, there'll be more text in the game that needs translating. So even if the language that you know is already 100% complete right now, in a couple months' time, there's probably going to be 50 more strings that need translating.
For that, we have the localization lead system, which is not a team member role, but you do get a secret channel you can access. But that's mainly for proofreading. So yeah, we have some localization leads that are really active, some languages that don't really have particularly active localization people, or some that don't have any lead even. So that's always something we're on the lookout for. look out for. But yeah, we will map review stuff in the future. That'd be useful, especially for people that aren't necessarily like super good mappers, but like want to understand the whole porting process and all the other tools around that, and want to help out. Just reviewing maps a lot. It's not necessarily a team thing, though. We will, we'll we might have more Discord mods in the future, stuff like that. I think the current form does like to sign up to be like a Discord mod, though. I don't think we're really interested in bringing anyone on the team just for that. And right now, mod stuff is just team members. Maybe 1.0, when we get more of an influx of players to the Discord server, we'll need more people who are willing to like be patient around the kids asking like, "How do I play the game?" or whatever.
Well, it's that.
Well, I guess the game will be out then. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's also there's just also shitters, right?
Yeah.
There's always gonna be shitters. True.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting further into it. I'm having fun. This is actually a really sick map.
Yeah, I love this map. I think it's just fun as a. I love the concept of it. It's funny, but it has great gameplay and it's just kind of I don't know. I was saying I like the idea of this could be this map looks very good and it's just like appealing. But it might end up in like a trailer or like the O10 release video, something like that.
Make a custom fry spill animation to introduce them.
Well, I was saying on stream earlier, like as a way to do like fries too, like it would be really interesting to try and make a version like this that's actually made using some physics simulation in Blender. Like actually do a physics sim of a bunch of like fry like objects and just simulate dropping them. Yeah, and then just with the physics sim in Blender release, you can just like pause at a specific point and just get a mesh out of that. And you could I really like that idea. If someone can make a map like that that's actually made using a like realistic fluid sim, that would or a physics sim, really I guess, that would be fantastic. A fluid sim. I mean, you could.
To the checkpoint though. Let's go. All right.
It's so much fun though, right? Once you actually get the speed fairly consistently, like
I'm getting the position now. That's the main thing. I just have to know where to like stand or hop and try to aim.
We got another question from Roady, asking if we're planning on doing a 24-hour stream for the 1.0 release.
I think Roady said a dev stream, which I don't think we do, but a stream of just doing stuff, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be interested if maybe we could get some people in the same place. I don't know if Matt would be interested if we could try to do something.
Devs will probably be busy putting out fires, but I'm sure we can get a couple of people to,
doing something in person would be really fun.
Yeah.
And with a lot of Momentum stuff, we have people all over the place. We have quite a few UK people. I've not met any of the Momentum team members in the UK. Me and Mac have never met or anything, but maybe we could do something. There's definitely like I do love the idea of doing like MomCon or whatever, but doing some. It is funny that none of us have ever met. Like the fact that we do work very closely and have done for like years now.
I've only met JJ.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you and JJ met. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's especially funny, like for people that you're just used to working with, in particular, like online friends and stuff. I'm used to. I've got lots of friends online who I've never met, but I think people that like you work closely with and you kind of like click with at like kind of creative level. It's quite funny to do that entirely remotely. But yeah maybe honestly doing an Insomnia thing, and especially if we've got Momentum out and we do want to just have some like fun little event, something.
Maybe try to raise donations and stuff too, to like help pay for the servers, because that could be.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I'm hoping we don't really need to think about it actually all that much, but
Oh my god, I just got impaled by a fucking fry. Oh, damn.
Sometimes they just ruin it. I love it.
Damn.
It's such a funny map. I absolutely love the concept. And Ahop is just fun because Ahop is this like very new mode, right? There's Half-Life 2 stuff. There aren't many runs made for Half-Life 2. There is genuinely like there's so much room for like different Ahop maps.
Yeah.
And just stuff to try out. Yeah. Because it's such a weird mode that has a lot of different aspects to it. But yeah, doing like NA stuff is just like America's pretty big. And,
that's the biggest thing. Yeah, if there's anybody West Coast, I'd love to though. I'd love to meet up.
I mean, there's some. I mean, there's some of the Canada lot. I mean, for one, Brian
living together.
Yeah.
Like Ozplo lives quite near there. Yeah.
I don't. What's my path? What's my path? Fuck.
That being said, I do think it is a remarkable thing about the internet that you can have, you know, meaningful and creative relationships with people just online.
Yeah.
And especially given that flying is never going to be environmentally fine.
Yeah.
Or it might be in a very long time, but like, you know, it's very hard to travel across the world, and but like it's very hard to, you know, travel across the world and do that regularly without not that it's I think commercial flights are like 1.7% of emissions or something like that. Not, but it's still like, you know, I don't want to spend all my life flying around the place, and I think it is nice that we can do, you know, something like this purely remotely. Though at the same time, I do want to punch God. I'm kidding. We're just everyone go together and we just have a fight.
Yeah, just a giant fist fight.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is not good. Oh no, I lost too much horizontal speed.
I'm getting quite good starts actually. Oh my god, I might PB this.
Oh shit.
Oh!
Did you just PB? I have mapping mode on, so it doesn't matter what I do.
Look at my PB.
Didn't even land in the cup. Terrible. I was expecting it.
Yeah, Nick, you should be able to see it in Friends.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't know if it's there we go, the new one.
Oh, yeah, the new one's there.
Look at this. This just happened.
Can I get a like quick tutorial on how do I do Ahop? Like I know the cheese.
Impossible.
You didn't even land in the cup. Oh. Yeah, Ahop is very technical. I mean, mainly you just want to use sprint to get like a circle strafe to turn around. That gives you a lot of speed. And then once you're facing forward, you just tap S and hold jump the entire time. By the time
this is not a good map to learn on. This is something you need to have. You need to be able to circle strafe to even get a start here.
Yeah. Fuck.
I love that PB just missing the end.
Yeah, so I mean, just kind of recapping on that question. Yeah, I'd love to have like a 24-hour stream. I'll be around for 24 hours. I know that. Like, it's gonna be probably the
I'm sure most of us have got time off work and stuff. Like, that's obviously gonna be. We won't have a release date until that publicly. We'll probably have like a kind of clear idea when we're about a month off, and also and that way people can start trying to get time off work, holidays and stuff potentially. It'd be interesting. I mean, we might end up doing sort of like a Steam Next Fest or something quite close to before release, and maybe have some more sort of events and things before then, sort of really leading up to it. But I definitely think, obviously main release is going to be huge. Yeah. I would like to do some more just like casual, fun team streams in the future. We have been discussing. We are going to change the Q&A stuff to be a bit more of gameplay and talking as opposed to.
I didn't have anywhere to land there. What was it?
Yeah.
Fuck. Absolutely.
We didn't do the Christmas stream last year. We could try to do another Christmas stream.
That'd be fun.
Well, the year before last, we did the Christmas stream, which was just making shit in Blender together. Which turned into, we did one stream of that, and then I spent the next 2 weeks trying to like put that scene together and
trying to make snow.
Traz
to like do the snow stuff, and Traz is like million poly snowman. Traz like, why? It's fine, and it's like
perfect sphere
subdividing like a perfect sphere. It would be fun to do that again. I sort of vaguely tried to organize it last year, but didn't really put much effort into it. But maybe we'll have a bit more of a go.
Yeah,
that's always fun, like, especially for like devs that aren't necessarily around that much or like quite busy and stuff. It's still nice to be able to catch up with them and get them on stream. Damn. We definitely have another go at that. To take that scene and like add to it a bit. Though I don't want to be the head Blender person because I don't have the time to sink into that stuff now.
Yeah.
I got a real job now. I'm web lead. I can't fritter my time away on that. I say as if I don't do the fucking like HUD customizer and whatnot. You know, B-hop devs on stream. I mean, I'd love to do more mapping stream to get more people doing that. Probably, I'm like the only team member that streams like on the Momentum channel. Like, I'd love it if we got more people that would stream stuff.
Yeah.
Like the way I treat those streams is like very casual. Like I'm gonna do dev and then get distracted all the time.
Trying to get an ASH off of that. That was so close. I can feel it.
It's so much fun, right? This map, like, don't you love this?
Yeah, and this is not even
streaming
optimal.
Closed source code one. That is a big part of it. Obviously, is that we can't.
I used to stream.
Most programmers can't.
Yeah, the nightly Gognac streams are great.
Yeah. I mean, if you were doing some like pure Pano one day, I guess you could.
Yeah, maybe. Or
just
like
watch
pure
you
CI.
like struggle to write CI. Yeah.
Oh shit. Ah, that was so good, but I needed more horizontal speed there. Fuck.
We could do something maybe. We could do like I teach you Nest.js or something like that maybe.
Yeah.
Just like do some. Or maybe if we start doing some of the more fun web stuff in the future, when we start doing web pockets and Reddits, maybe me and Nick could do some of that together.
Yeah.
Because that would be definitely a learning experience for the both of us, but also systems that we both want to like. In fact, if we end up doing some of it in another language, there definitely will be a bit of a like learning curve for us. I mean, I'm not sure we'll do it. I do love the idea of doing our session stuff in Rust, partly because I want to do stuff in Rust, but also because it does seem like quite an appropriate language for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I don't know how much time you've got, Nick. Like mental energy to put into learning Rust. I'm very willing to. I've done a bit and I love it.
I'd love to. I've done a little bit on my own, but not enough to be
yeah.
language yet.
It's stuff like you gotta like wanting to really understand the borrow checker, all that stuff, like the sort of core concepts that like I've got a loose idea of, but I need to like actually write like some proper systems in it. And so maybe doing several iterations of the WebSocket stuff to get it going, and then I am really looking forward to that. Just like I just want to learn like another like proper systems language and not be doing Node all day. But anyway, fucking Node.
Yeah. Do we have any more
scratch together?
Yeah, we had one. Apple asks, is the goal of the Hammer editor and community tools going to be as user-friendly and improved as possible?
Yes.
Like in Trackmania.
Well, no.
It's still going to be like CAD software, right? We're still going to have...
Yeah, it's still Hammer at the end of the day.
Hammer.
We're not remaking Hammer, like, because most of the mappers that are actually making good maps already know Hammer. And Hammer's actually not that hard to learn. Hammer's a really quite user-friendly software. I think that's part of the reason that it's so popular, is that, like, there's not that much to it. You know, it's mostly just you make cuboids. Like, Entity.io, all that stuff. Okay, that's weird, but...
But yeah, but it would be nice to have, you know, just a simple in-game kind of map editor. But
yeah, there might
the
be
source
some
engine just isn't really built for that.
Yeah.
So.
If PTCE gets some stuff done with that, we might have some freebies there that we could use. But
yeah.
Ultimately,
I've never actually used the Portal map editor thing that they released. Is it released? I don't actually know how it
works. Portal 2 has it. Yeah, the petty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, the main thing that like a lot of Momentum devs and PTCE devs right now is working on the Hammer QT stuff, where mostly just keeping to normal Hammer stuff, but just getting it on QT. Not just because we want it to be cross-platform or whatever, but because we want to be able to add to Hammer. And right now, trying to work on Hammer when it's fucking MFC is horrible.
Yep.
But people love Hammer. Like Toop said, like, people say level design tool UX peaked with Hammer. Yeah, like, Hammer's great in those ways. It is very intuitive, and it's sort of fun and satisfying. It's just enjoyable. Like, you know, I was doing Hammer stuff a while ago, like positioning all the brushes on Conc speed. Like, that was just really relaxing to do. It's just fun to just like align everything. I don't know. Listen to podcasts and do that. Like, it's really
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it'd be very hard to like make Hammer.
There's even GDC talks that talk about like how Hammer really just has like the best kind of workflow for creation. It's really just the engine that limits you from being able to iterate quickly, and we want to try to fix that. Right, like we want to be able to let you
lighting preview helps a lot.
Yeah, like see the map before it's in game. I mean, it'd be nice to be able to make it an engine tool so that all you do is like hook up, you know, Hammer to the engine. And
we can. I think we should just get all of our tooling in engine. Yeah. You know, just because it wouldn't be that much work, and I think there's someone that's going to do it. So, sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of a pipe dream, but yeah, like we have a lot of features planned for Hammer that make it way more approachable. Like even just an asset, like asset kind of Unity-esque system that lets you.
Honestly, I think the main thing that makes it approachable is like pointing everyone to like Top Hat Waffles tutorials from the start. You know, like a lot of it is just people just don't have good learning resources right in front of them. Like a genuinely see a good way to make Hammer more approachable, do a like start screen that like links you to just good resources.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Like
yeah.
Just like Hammer is honestly like as soon as you get the idea of like the 3D view and then the 3 different planes and stuff, and you get shown like how to make a box room thing without like the make hollow thing. Like once you've done that, you've already got quite a like it's very intuitive after that. Most people like can work from there, I think, to some extent. And I guess a lot of it is like understanding like how size actually works and not making rooms that are too small like everyone does on their first map. But
yeah, I think most of the quirks is just figuring out why your map isn't compiling when you first start making a map. That's the hard part.
Yeah, right.
Just needing how to debug it is just.
Also, entities aren't that intuitive at first. Like understanding like why does this random point in space like define the lighting of my whole map? You know.
Yeah.
Like, why do I need to put the sun somewhere? This sun entity, or do I? No, you just put it anywhere that's sealed, and it will do stuff. Does it need to be sealed? Like the light enemy? Anyway. We got any more questions?
I think we're out.
Any other questions in chat?
Any plans to nerf Ninja Cookie?
The other new Ahop map as well, if we're done with fries.
That one's quite technical, so we might spend a bit less time on it, but it's kind of fun. We could at least watch World Record.
Okay, fine. What was the other map? Sorry? Crop top?
Crop top, yeah.
Alright.
Actually, a tier 3,
and there's another Ahop map. Did we add this one? There is another Ahop map.
Talking about Castle or the other one?
The other one.
Oh.
It's themed. It's Halloween themed. It's shit.
It is quite shit.
I think Edible would agree with that. It's actually really kind of neat. So we should show it. At least show World Record, even though people won't know what's happening.
On which map? Sorry?
Trick or Treat.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we could do that after. I'm on.
Oh my god, it's tier 8.
Yeah, I mean. Okay. All right, let's show it. Let's show it real quick. It takes like 2 seconds.
A single piece of weird tech.
It's a single.
The map is 2 seconds long.
Oh,
it's probably not a tier 8, but it's hard.
Is this a map that we're gonna have in the? What the fuck? Okay. No. Like what? Oh,
okay, watch the run. Watch World Record and try to tell what's going on.
Oh, everyone's tired. That's funny.
Yeah, it's like the same number ticks, right? Yeah. I want to see how long it takes to figure out what's happening.
Yeah.
Wait, so jump, duck, sprint?
So the UI is not great.
Yeah.
We'll improve this, I promise. I didn't have license when we were making that.
What the fuck? Like, why is there so much?
Good.
Why?
Okay. What gives you speed?
What?
What gives you speed in Ahop?
Is this like? Oh, is this hitting the ground multiple times right here?
Yeah.
4 times even.
It's so fucked.
What? I'm not even like. Is it like a duck bug? Like, what is this? This is crazy.
It's not a bug.
So it's like, you jump then uncrouch so your feet hit the floor.
Oh.
And then you do a crouch top and then unduck so your feet hit the floor again. So it's like 4 hops in total. But
gotcha. Because
they're within like a tick of each other.
That's crazy.
But then this map is then doing that twice in a row. Like landing that.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it's that's why it's tier 8. It's probably tier 7 something, but like it's hard. Maybe tier 7's to be even because like
any surf maps? We can play a surf map. Why not? I haven't surfed.
Yeah, do we have some new surf in it? We don't have much, just because. But I mean, we got Beyond 2, which is Kratos map, which is a good map.
Yeah. I think it was surf.
Main thing with surf, like we tend to just add maps that are new tech or made by Momentum people.
Yeah.
Like Granny's maybe on 2, and then Simpsons I just added one day when I streamed. And so yeah, we don't. O10 will have way more maps because anyone can submit maps, and so if people really want specific maps, they can port stuff as long as they follow guidelines and stuff.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we'll get like classics or whatever.
Oh shit, I did not mount that correctly, but it still worked. Let's go. No, it didn't.
But yeah, so we don't have that much new. Normally, we like to show up new momentum stuff every Q&A. We've not in the last like couple months or so, even like last 6 months, we've not been showing off that much new stuff. And the main reason for that is like so much of our effort has been going into O10 work. We will have more of that to show off. A lot of O10 isn't like really sexy. Like zoning stuff, like a lot of it's quite internal. Like how the leaderboards and stuff like are different. Like if you don't know anything about game dev stuff like that, it might feel a bit kind of like whatever. You just added new leaderboards, or whatever. Like a lot, we've done a lot, and a lot of the zoning, like timer system zoning stuff, all the backend stuff, has changed a great deal. Like there'll be a lot of changes, but like you won't necessarily notice them like in gameplay, right? Like it's much more like these web systems and how the game interacts with them, that kind of thing. One of the big things you will see at O10 will be map submission, because we'll have that system in, which will mean you just see way more maps. So, but we will. I mean, at some point we'll have some climb stuff to show off. Once we start getting our
it's too tall.
Mom KZ, getting that moved along, probably for O10, probably in the O10 pre-releases. If you want to play climb, you'll probably have to play the pre-release for a bit, and then we'll get some climb in for O10 most likely. But that'll be fun.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we will have probably next stream we'll have the O10 pre-release out, most likely. It's a bit hard to say just because like there's random stuff that's kind of come up, and there's always like this is like dependent on multiple things all sort of connecting up, which is always very, very hard to do, especially with a team of no one that's like full-time employed, because just scheduling's quite hard. Well, no one employed at all on Momentum, right? You know.
Yeah.
Mine and Rio stuff is like it's very close now. It's like the thing with like God and that guy, like painting, you know, and their fingers touch.
Oh yeah,
It's like that, and like
Leonardo DiCaprio.
God,
yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio, what a legend. If you are gonna, I do really recommend. I don't like Leonardo DiCaprio, but I really the Killers of Flower Moon is really good.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to that film. That film's great. You should go see it. And yeah, one of the great painters and inventors. Which Rio update are we getting this time? Well, Rio's been doing a million different things, so we'll see. Most of that stuff isn't playable. It'll be playable in the pre-release stuff. But a lot of Rio stuff has been timers and networking timers this week.
Yep.
Which seems like a fucking nightmare, but it looks like he's got a lot of it done. So
we've still got all the VaPeZizi changes that need to come in at some point.
Yeah.
And everybody's done with those.
Too high.
Wait, what VaPeZizi changes?
Well, sticky bombs mainly.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure where he's at with that branch. I think he got it mostly done. But yeah, I'm not sure when we'll put it in.
Yeah, it did seem pretty close.
Yeah. I mean, some of those VaPeZizi things I think did affect just traces and displacements. So I'm not sure those are exactly directly related. I'm sure Rio like learned some stuff from working in those areas. I think that's why he started doing displacement stuff. But yeah. Well, yeah, O10 map submission system. I hope people get really. If you want to like get more involved with the project and like but not in like a super organized way. You just want to like still have fun, but be doing something that's a bit more useful. Like playing maps that are in review, like the map review system. That will be the way to like do stuff, and that should be really fun for people, because that way, as maps are getting ported or whatever, you can just load up a map and just help playtest it. And you'll be able to like from the game make like map reviews. So there'll be UIs and stuff for like submit map reviews, and you can like interact with the submitter of the map, so either the author or the person porting it. And that should be like a proper like a productive way of doing helpful momentum stuff. Because if the stuff that gets ported successfully now like can be in 1.0. We might have a few refactors and stuff we have to do to maps. So probably not very much. We are trying to get most of our big entity refactors and stuff out of the way. So what the fuck does Ninja Cookie have world record on this? Why is Ninja so good? Ridiculous.
Yeah, she's
real save lock system in O10. I'm not actually sure about that. A lot of that stuff is like fancy.
I think our new stuff relies on it. So yeah, absolutely. New save system. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that'll be. Well, we have a lot of review, aren't we? Because we got all the web stuff, and then I guess we'll be doing a lot of each other's stuff. I'll really try to get over to Rio's game stuff and review that. Rio can be. I hope Rio can do web stuff as well as you for Rio, and then yeah, I can't wait to bring this stuff together. Like it's been because for us, like so much of this has been not just actually implementing this stuff, but like the design phase for O10. We spent so long on that. We had so many like Saturday meetings, fucking rally polls, or fucking trying to schedule people's timing so we can get everyone in a meeting to discuss zones, and that big half-finished Google Doc full of stuff. And it's like, another silly question: are we stuck with these robot hands? We'll have cosmetics for that. That's someone in like game chat.
Oh
we'll have
we'll
different
have
cosmetics for hands in the future, but yeah,
we'll be able
better
to
like the robot hands
let
because
you
we made a lot of effort with
like
them.
Half-Life 2 hands if you like those and stuff too. Like we'll be mounting pretty much every Valve.
Yeah, the mounted stuff is a bit funny, but because it probably won't be unlockable any other stuff, we'll just make it unlocked from the start.
Yeah, it will be.
Same for like default cosmetics like TF2, default rocket launcher, that kind of stuff. Like when you got TF2 mounted, it would just be a cosmetic that you just have everyone has equipped from the start.
Yeah.
It's not to actually implement the cosmetic system in backend stuff. I already thought about it at all. It should be very easy, I expect.
We're actually going to probably be using Steam for it too. We just
reference. Oh yeah, okay.
Steam items.
Okay.
So it becomes even easier on our end.
Yeah. I mean, for us, like that sounds like the easiest system ever. That's just SQL, right?
Yeah.
Oh, bloody Redis.
This map's actually tier 7. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a bad surfer. I haven't surfed in a long time.
Yeah, we should do the map cache in Redis.
I thought we were doing a static map cache, I thought.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Yeah, just a file.
Yeah. No, we are.
Giant JSON file.
We're getting rid of all the. Some of the map cache system we've currently got. We'll keep the stuff you wrote. A lot of that's pretty solid. It's just like the map library stuff. Like that's the thing that I don't think anyone gains anything from, like having the game just auto download maps because it's in their library or whatever. Like the flat file system would be really nice. I mean, I made quite a lot of effort in the last week or so to do the maps gets endpoints.
Yeah.
Though we're going to be ideally just not using them very much.
Yeah.
So honestly, I mean, yeah, I've added quite a few indices to that table just because it'll get read from quite a lot, but not written to very much. So honestly, we might get rid of them.
Too high still. I'll give this a couple more times and then we'll change mode. Probably over to Conc.
I've been playing quite a bit of Conc.
Conc is so good.
I've just been playing Speed a bunch.
Oh yeah. Can't wait to see the redesigned map there. Or like the retextured with better lighting and stuff.
Oh, I'm never finishing that. I'm never finishing that.
Curved
I don't have fun.
Why is it like a stepped roof? Why isn't it a smooth roof?
Why isn't it a smooth?
This map is not a delight.
Not a delight.
A brilliant map. Oh my god, how is SL so amazing?
What did SL do?
Qt texture browser component almost works. No clue why some images are broken.
Oh, okay, that's not gonna work.
Honestly, like we're not showing off that much Qt stuff yet. We'll do more in the future, and we'll talk about Hammer way more in the future. Because there's lots to talk about stuff that we're not being super upon now, but we'll talk about more in the future. Oh my god, we're seeing like texture browser get done, face edit stuff. Some of the more like difficult, like quite functionally complex and like interface-wise complex dialogues being complete in Hammer is fucking sick.
Yeah.
We've had lots of people, like, I guess might be missing people. There's SL, Smade, Ozki, I think JJ's done a bit. Who else has been doing Hammer work? I'm definitely missing people.
Shit. What's that?
Bunch of just Hammer stuff, which is super boring, but really important to get done. But yeah, it's amazing to see progress on. I think we played this on a Q&A before.
I think I jumped.
Excuse me.
Damn it, too late.
Oh
what?
So bad. I know.
God damn it. Oh, so close. That's not it. It's too late.
Eold's asking in chat, where is the doc that gives guidelines on submitted maps? I don't think we have one yet.
Well, not
but
really,
it will be written up eventually.
Yeah, we were chatting about that this afternoon, and
it's basically just going to be simple stuff like no offensive textures and things like that, and your map shouldn't be leaking,
lighting,
things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the basic guidelines. As long as your map is playable, and just has the bare minimums that a map should have, and isn't horrendously racist or anything, it'll probably be fine to be added.
Which we shouldn't have to tell you, but we do.
Yeah.
It's source community. It's like some real fucking idiots. But, yeah. What? Oh.
Damn it. Let go of it too early. It's definitely a double.
Double. Total.
Oh,
Trouble.
Triple. Quadruple.
I'm not sure where we're at with the sound pathing stuff. I know that Rio was interested in trying to just automate it all, which sounded kind of cool.
What stuff?
The sound pathing stuff, like the music folders and everything.
Oh yeah, we were going to automate some of it, but then have the path be like a sort of override.
Yeah.
So some automation, but honestly, the best thing to do is to just use the folder setup, and it's not hard. Like literally, just put it in the folders we tell you to.
So close.
Get a grip.
I'll be better. I'll be better.
Yeah, well, it'd be great to start on porting guidelines sort of soonish. If you would, I've just doing some of that at some point, Mike.
Yeah, I could start writing some things up.
We're gonna have a lot of docs pages being added soonish. Thankfully, we have ported the doc to the new thingy, so they're a lot nicer now.
Yeah, that's too early.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like you don't need to be like the maps. Maps don't need to be perfect. Like we're not gonna like force people to change like entity IO setups that like aren't optimal or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not like code review. Like we're kind of modeling that system a little bit based off of like GitHub, GitLab kind of review systems, but like it doesn't need to be like perfect by any means. The main thing would be stuff like BSP zipping your map. That will be a hard requirement. Like the front end people are just going to yell at you if you don't.
Yeah.
Because literally we pay money for that storage, and it's like it's just also people download it and store it locally, and it's very common to just have enormous like maps folders. It's so funny. Like most servers, most maps on there aren't PSP zipped, right? They just add the maps and don't BSP them first. So it's like you're playing a file that could be like a third of the size or whatever, and you just have all these files that like they could take up like I don't know about 25% of the disk space, but people still just have maps folders like tens of gigabytes, hundreds of gigabytes. They just don't need to be there. Just a complete waste of space. Like the zip compression, right? Like that's done like faster than the game can load stuff, right? Like probably pretty much no loading difference, like loading a BSP zap to another a non-BSP zip, right? No porn rooms. No, sorry. Weirdly enough, we feel that if you want to look at pornography, on your computer, there are other ways of doing that besides in Momentum mod. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are going to add sprays, of course, so you'll be able to do porn sprays. No. That is crazy that was a thing. Just like, oh yeah, let's just add a bunch of gamers set whatever image they want and then just put it in the map.
There was an inherent trust there that Valve gave everybody.
Yeah.
It's understandable. No, it's I don't know, it's crazy.
I reward my dopamine sector after beating a map. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother beat maps if I can't see like breasts at the end. Like I do feel that in particular, I feel like straight people aren't made fun of enough. Like if you're think, I find it so funny the way that like this is like that like casually looking at like porn in like a surf map. It's so odd. Like I don't know. I'll never get that. Anyway.
Someone's got to teach little Timmy about the birds and bees.
Zero ping porn rooms. Yeah, I mean that is.
That's on top of the store page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting close, getting close. I think I could probably do that. Yeah, I could probably do that. Just gotta delay it a little bit.
I can't be bothered to play the game. You gotta run with unofficial map. Yeah, someone does like their own backend deploy of like momentum mod XXX or whatever. It's just
no!
It's exactly the same maps, but they all have porn rooms.
All the textures are porn.
Yeah, I must play game. I must be hot, but I must also be titillated. Hemp spray followers. Yeah, that is crazy that was how it works. Like, it's just, yeah, we're just gonna peer-to-peer that and then just send you whatever image file they want.
Yeah.
Just store it on your computer.
And then it turns out that the code loading that was like pretty, vulnerable and.
Yeah, was there any like full-on RCs from that? You know?
Probably, I don't know.
It must have been.
This is not a good idea.
It's so. I think it was in Quake, right? The spray stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Am I getting it right?
Oh, there we go. Got it.
It feels like a sort of, like Carmack idiot thing that he'd do. Carmack might be like a genius in a bunch of ways, but he's also an idiot in lots of ways, and it sounds like the kind of thing he'd do. You know?
Yeah.
That kind of like libertarian kind of brainlessness. I'm being controversial tonight.
Oh shit! Okay, almost got it. We might have like official sprays, kind of like CS:GO system. Just not
really. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It'd be cool. It's an easy cosmetic if you think about it, right? Like, there's really nothing to it. It's literally a picture. I could just,
At the same time, don't you want like to let people like use any spray they want? Yeah, true. They can literally like use any not really good picture there, but at the same time.
No, I mean, like, we'll never, like, if we add sprays, we're never gonna network like any file. Like, it'd be an official spray, like how CS:GO has official sprays, but you don't do bullshit like slot machines in order to unlock them. But like,
yeah, you can draw breasts using paint if you really want. That's the best.
Yeah, just like they're a little lopsided. They're a little lopsided, but
yeah.
There you go. There's your booby server. But realistically, yeah, like we're going to be a little, a little more just on the careful side. But you can always.
You just done the thumbnail, Nick.
What? there's the thumbnail. They're just eyes? No, they're not. They're sexy.
The question is, why do you need a sprays if you have paint gun in momentum?
Yeah,
exactly. Right? Look, you gotta make the effort.
Sprays would be just a predetermined picture. So I don't know. Like, it could be like old logos and stuff that you really can't do with paint. Why am I charging that so quickly? Yeah, like it would just be like a predetermined kind of like picture, and like we could have sprays that go together. So like you could have a clan that like builds out like, like it's. But the main thing about it is that it's just an easy cosmetic for us to add.
Like you each like there's a boob each.
Yes.
Or like I'm gonna be the left ball.
Great.
You be the shaft.
Oh, that was almost it. I had to charge it a little sooner.
Just another random question. Will the ability to like use the specified URL for API be removed on release or not?
Like
doing it setting a separate API? Yeah, we could keep that.
No, we'll keep it. Yeah, we'll keep it. It'll default to ours, but we'll allow people to host theirs. Because keep in mind, the main thing about ours is that we would ideally have
AC.
Yeah, AC and everybody's records. So.
The one thing is like the backend will be open source, but obviously our AC won't. So if you want to do your own separate backend, you people can.
Yeah.
I don't think we're at all worried about like competition there or anything. Right? Like if people are genuinely doing like some fork of it that's better. In those cases, we really just want to bring it in. Like if people are doing that stuff, like it'd be much better to just get that.
Yeah. For sure.
Brought into our code base, but like if people are doing stuff, I mean they can, and that could be useful for like events. Competitive stuff in some way, maybe, I don't know. I can't really see it being much use, but it's still not something we have any reason to restrict.
Yeah.
The main thing is just we're never making AC public, right? Because even the binaries or whatever there, we're not going to let people have the AC server binaries, right? Because all the server side stuff is
never. Oh, that's so close. Okay, a little bit sooner.
And that AC stuff is something that like you can't do without engine stuff, including like you're gonna need like up-to-date engine like AC stuff. You want to be able to do good stuff there, like.
Oh. Close.
I think there will.
I can't wait to do AC. I think we're gonna do like that. That's just those systems. Me, you, and Rio doing it, Nick. Like I'm not gonna do the
with input from Slidey as well.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point there will be some open source ACs, maybe custom.
Yeah, that's fair. There's a
people
reason
could,
why
but
a lot of people don't share it. Mainly, it's just so that it just prevents easy, workarounds.
Yeah.
But,
There's some stuff in our system that feels like AC almost. Some of our run
Yeah.
validation stuff that we do in our backend, which is open source, but it's so obvious that we're going to do that stuff that it doesn't matter. Like, we have like you can tell that there's if you look at like the header of a replay file, it's pretty easy to tell how it works. It's got a magic in it. Like, you can guess that we're going to check that magic is right. Like, there's no anyone that's competent enough to like do a significant cheat development. Like, they're going to be able to guess that we've got those stuff anyway, right? So like. That stuff can be open source. It's the fancy stuff that we can only do with engine access, and then all the clever stuff that obviously we're not sharing with people. And we got some clever stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Same
have a
with
bunch
like
of
if we ever make a
random-
machine learning model, we could open them like the like model, but we won't open the. Or it's like you open like what it's doing, but you don't give the like parameters, right? Because neural nets, right? Machine learning is just a bunch of like floats. So like our model would basically not be open, but our AC for that could be open in the sense of like parameters and stuff. Or you know what I mean? Okay, hold on. I need to charge it.
This stage is quite hard.
Yeah. If I can get below this, I'll be okay. Oh, that one's worked. Yeah, I just needed to be a little closer.
Did you like completed this map much better like previously, or why?
Yep.
Like, oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, a while ago. Yeah, it's a good map.
Yeah,
I really enjoy it.
It's so nice with these like really old school Conc maps being able to like have them. Yeah. Some of these maps are like 20 years old.
Wubbs had this on his 15-year-old hard drive just sitting there, so it's easy enough to port. He had the original map file, so
that's awesome.
Oh fuck. Okay. Well, that's how you do it. Just like float over there.
Oh, is this what's his map or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Water. Yeah. Water. What's that from? There's I think a really specific thing. Doesn't matter. Cool.
That was almost it.
Yeah.
Kind of sync up with that last beat before it deads. Okay.
AC team relying on B-hop devs, how fitting. Well, yeah.
Who better than somebody in the know, you know? That's the biggest thing. It's just like a lot of AC turns into just knowledge about how we should be going about doing AC and like what we should be looking for, because like that is the downside of not opening it, because I'm sure there's a lot of like well-intentioned devs that could give input, but
yeah, you can consult some, but they're just be consultancy, not letting them see the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just imagine.
Sorry. You go.
Just imagine Momentum VR.
Yeah, people would die with food. I was gonna say
so
AC. Energy is by its nature is very often a bag of tricks. And so getting, you know, some suggestions from people outside of the core devs. Nice, that was slick.
Let's go. Alright, how long do I have? I have like 10 minutes. I can do it.
Yeah. So, you know, there's some stuff we could maybe talk to some non-team people about and just talk about some potential strats. But just because anti-cheat, you know, we're not claiming we're going to have a completely watertight AC. Because to do that, you doesn't really exist unless you do something incredibly intrusive, which we're not doing at all.
Yeah.
And
even then,
we have a bag of tricks. And you know, we can maybe talk to some people and they can suggest some tricks. We might have thought of them already, but I think some of the more obvious ones people already thought of. But yeah, some of the, you know, maybe some stuff. And LAN, yeah.
That's close.
Why did I drink a cup of coffee? I don't know. Still haven't finished this bloody pull request. Nice.
Oh, I think I remember this part. That's too, yeah. Maybe second beat? Too early. Second and a half. Too early. There we go. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wonder when we'll do voice chat. Doesn't really follow the
likely with roaming lobbies, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But they related that much. Same category of thing, but
yeah, I mean it's social event.
Do we know what we're using for codec and stuff? So?
We're just gonna use Steam Voice, which is usually Opus, I think.
The Steam one that's not shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Then Celt or Opus, I forget if they use. I don't think they support Opus. They support Celt though. But yeah.
Right. They used to use a really shit one, and they got rid of it.
It Speaks. This is an example.
Oh, Speaks. Yeah.
Classic.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Classic.
I need my voice to sound right.
Hey, brush. I can't make it. Okay. So maybe I have to. Do I have to drop it? Okay. I mean, maybe.
How many Aussies do we even have on the team? I'm completely lost track.
Don't want to dox people, but
yeah. We don't have many.
We don't have many, yeah.
We lost Hona. So.
That's very true. We lost him to Microsoft. Microsoft bought out Ono.
And then we've also got Aussie Box.
Oh yeah.
Who is not Australian. Completely not Australian. Midwest.
Aussie.
Yeah. He's also not a bot.
Fuck. So you toss one, you wait for the second.
And one more. I need the Aussies to like. I've been trying to get like.
Oh, I wasn't close enough. That was it though. Damn it.
People have been asking me if I've still been lifting heaps.
No, you're lifting tons now.
Heaps are my life. I can't do it. I'd love to be able to do a good Australian accent. It's one of my favourite accents. Do the Australian devs ever talk with the rest of the team? No, we maintain a strict
quarantine.
Yeah, that way we can
strict
like steal. We use that so we can like steal GPL code. Where like that doesn't even make sense. You have to talk to people if you're doing the like double. What is it called? The GPL? No, that's a different thing. But no, it is purely it's purely a matter of taste.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think I've actually talked to any of the Australians in voice. Just completely opposite time zones.
Oh yeah, we get slidey and stuff sometimes. Oh shit,
Oh yeah. Okay. How many? 8 out of 10, and I got 5 minutes. I got this.
We have 100k for please actually play parkour. No, because then we'd have to add parkour.
Wait, can you just do this in one? Just
maybe. Fucking love these little rumpy guys.
I need to charge one for that. No.
People have been asking me if I'm still lifting heaps.
Peeps?
Heaps.
Heaps?
Heaps are my life. I'll have to show you that video after.
Yeah. I have no idea what you're quoting.
I have to introduce you to Brian Jordan Averas.
Charge it sooner than that, probably as I fly over.
Oh, Baruch, I bet you don't have enough watch time to. You would never have enough watch time to get 1 million.
Oh, I wonder. I don't think I've actually resubbed. I was thinking that I think I've probably got by far the most points because I'm most momentum streams are me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You know, you're in that chat, yeah.
And I'm in the chat and I have sub or whatever.
I'm on
know
70k, which is a decent amount, but still.
I know who had the
Oh,
most.
2 days remaining. Okay, whatever.
The momentum was itself.
Yeah.
Momentum.
How many subs? I don't know. I can follow. I do. Yeah. The sub stuff is
That was
like
too late.
Switch subs are nice, but also like don't sub without Prime. Like,
Yeah. True.
Twitch probably don't want us to say that, but fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
It's just not
Prime subs are cool. Free Amazon money.
Yeah, right. It's just if it's not, it's just you're giving so much money to Twitch. So like, you know, I think given, I don't know. I mean, it'd be great to see AWS and Twitch or whatever broken up from like all the like shopping shit. That's unlikely will ever actually happen. Oh yeah, I have 79.5.
Yeah, throw it early.
Leafy, you only have. Kenjo, you have a lot. That's.
No, I wasn't under the.
Nathan, that is. I'm actually surprised that anyone has that many. That's probably the most. How do you have that many, Nathan? You're not even subbed. But
I'm not subbed.
How do you have that many? Like?
You just leave the stream. Leave it
yeah,
open.
I'm
always watching, Tom.
How do? Yeah, but not that much. And also, you're not subbed. What? Oh, I guess I only get a thingy multi. That's weird. Yeah, but how do I not have way more than everyone else? Well, I don't know.
I need to drop it earlier. I keep not dropping it earlier.
We've got so much work to do. Good momentum. See, get this pull requested tomorrow. Like 80 commit pull request. Just rewriting the whole backend.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty well organized. I think it's nice. And it's like 20 commits of just changing the Prisma schema because I've done like every tiny change gets its own commit and like comments.
Yeah. Nice.
Prisma schema is so nice because you literally get to like write detailed comments for like the motivation behind every index, which is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like when you think about how much like if you want to get your performance like backend working well, so much of the time it's literally going to be indexing. So like make like write an essay on that index. Like it makes total sense to do.
Yeah. For sure, yeah.
It's so important that.
And just also not complicating your joins. I found.
You mean by doing? You mean by doing multiple joins or by doing?
By
like,
consolidating tables. Oh, let's go. Okay, last one.
Yeah.
No, second last one. I forget.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff that like has like its own key for no reason. Well, like it's some like unique ID, already like primary key, and it's like the profile used to have its like there was a profile ID, an ID field on the profile. Why would you have that? Every user has a profile. Use the user ID. That's your primary key, dickhead. Sorry, that's you I'm talking to, Nick.
Yeah.
Like you in 2019, 18. Just calling. Sorry. But yeah, it's nice now. Also, yeah, don't put like a created at and updated at on like
every table
second timestamps. Yeah, it's like you don't care. This timestamp never gets updated. Why does that feel like this? Still, we'll get rid of all the run session timestamps.
Good old sequelize.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Nah, Prisma, Postgres plus Redis. It's gonna be lovely. Yeah, I mean a lot of the like. The original Momentum web stuff is pretty decent. I think the main thing was like the back end. Like the back end was a bit of an afterthought in some ways. It felt like, or like there's just some systems that just don't feel like that much thought was given to them. But you know, There must have been a lot of stuff to do at once by then. When you got to do this front end from scratch and the back end from scratch, and you're then doing all the game stuff for it, like ultimately it's something you do really kind of benefit from iterating on and doing rewrites and stuff. Not that you want to have to do rewrites, but rip. That was
so
a
close. It happens. It happens. At least you can land here. Plan it out more. That was too far away. Yeah.
I knew what was happening the moment you started like waddling off the platform just then. Yeah. I knew that you were about to just walk into lava.
The lava, you know. Yeah, it's quite the college project if you think about it.
Yeah. No, I mean it's really solid, a lot of it. And like loads of the front end stuff is still pretty fine. Like angular wise, some of it's a little outdated. There's some RxJS stuff that is just wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But like that's hard, like reactive stuff like
I mean, keep in mind I also had no code review. It was like me just figuring shit out.
Yeah. Honestly, I would say that the stuff that we've improved on most is probably testing. Because that was something that I had to really sit down and really get my head into and read up a lot on approaches to testing and stuff and really make an effort to get our stuff better. And it's still not great. We can still unit test more than we do, but I'm really very happy with our end-to-end test coverage, and then the units test with the newer stuff we've got that's more complex.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna drop.
Who's the second oldest dev who's still active? That's a really good question. Do you know?
Second oldest dev.
Yeah.
Yeah, behind you, I assume.
Yeah.
Wasn't
maybe Slidey?
Is Ops more?
Yeah, Ops is more of a mapper in terms of like programming, I guess.
True. Oh, in terms of like still on the team?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like active programmers.
Would have been Zen, probably.
Yeah, yeah. And Zen's got like less time for mana stuff, but he's still around.
Yeah. Zen and Slidey.
Memento Man Junior.
Yeah, it's I mean, yeah, it's crazy to see how far the team's gone in composition. I am 3 minutes over. I'm going to give this one more shot, literally getting it as I'm like saying I have 3 minutes left.
You got this, you got this.
That wasn't down enough. Okay, hold on. One more actual shot.
I guess it's not easy, though. Okay.
I need to throw it a little earlier. But I do have to get out of here. I have stuff.
I need to go to bed.
We got an extra hour because clocks are changing tonight, so.
Oh yeah.
I can stay up late.
Nice.
Yeah. I might watch an episode of Columbo.
Big Bang Theory. No.
Big Bang Theory. Bazinga. I love it. That's the wait. Is Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, that's Bazinga.
Is the Bazinga show?
Yeah. It's the Bazinga show.
Yeah. Yeah. What a funny thing.
Oh, come on. Come on. I'm so close. I just don't know what to do on that platform. That's the biggest killer for me. That platform. I know you could drop Conc. Like, those usually work pretty good, but I might throw it in the lava. That might actually... Because I know you could just stand on the platform
Sheldon,
if you throw it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, young Sheldon.
Well, young Sheldon was a big inspiration for the Momentum mod story.
Yeah, actually.
The campaign.
Very heartfelt component.
In many ways, a dedication to that project. To young Sheldon.
Young Sheldon, yeah.
Not the show, the individual.
Yeah, the Sheldon that is young.
Yeah.
Bazinga. I think I'll go to bed.
Lowercase Bazinga.
Good night.
Take care. Good night.
God, he's not a fan of young Sheldon.
Well.
Wait, why did I... Come on, come on, come on. Come on.
You got this. God, I can't wait to make the spec UI actually good.
Yeah. Can't wait to make specking actually good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, not bad. I mean, we get pretty good...
Pretty good mileage.
Yeah.
But we should definitely do some more... Because, like, we have the ability to kind of, like, prevent stuttering and stuff. Like, we don't... It's not super real-time. God.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where we, like, what finalized when a multiplayer really looks like. Cause pretty good so far, but definitely room for improvement.
All right, I'm gonna make it onto the platform one more time. I promise.
Okay, yeah. If you fail it, the game will never release.
Yeah, I will delete this map.
We're deleting the red bit.
Why am I not throwing?
Fucking dies
I
with
love
time
how Conc. Oh my god, Conc's subtag is literally throwing for content. I love it. I love it. It's the only mode that you throw something. I mean, I guess other than tricks, but.
Yeah, can't wait to do tricks.
Yeah.
Can't wait for zero ping tricks.
Zero ping tricks.
That is never gonna not
be funny.
That is like,
that's so good.
That poor guy is just angry about
there we go. Okay. All right. Best approach. Should I do it right here and just kind of like? I'm thinking
do
like
it blind.
Right here.
Blind.
Yeah, immediately prime the second
no,
one so you handheld it.
Why would you?
Trying to run away from it. Okay, no, that's it. I
why?
It.
You threw.
I threw for content.
Biggest throw.
No, I don't know. I mean, there's I could have charged a second. I guess behind is better. I'll play that map out more when it's 1.0. But anyway, that ends the stream. Thank you all so much for watching, asking beautiful questions. Please feel free to join our Discord. That's where we're consolidating all these questions on the beautiful slides as well. We'll be back.
Are we going to change the format next month?
Yes, we're going to also try a new format where we just did effectively what we just did, where we have more gameplay focus. We have the questions maybe on the top of the screen or something coming in, and we just have gameplay, so that way all the zoomers in chat can pay attention. No, it is probably more relaxing that way to not just be sitting staring at the question or whatever is on the screen versus watching somebody beat a really crazy Ahop map or something. Yeah, bring in pros to show off gameplay, specking people basically while we're answering questions. So ideally, right, that's how we could organically transition the Q&As over to more just kind of casual, showing off the game, what we're working on. If we have something, to show off, we can show off more of the game too. We can play each mode, right? 3 hours worth of content could be split probably between 6 modes that we currently have. So yeah, we'll definitely change this format a little bit, just to be a little more casual and taking more live questions, because that's pretty important too. A lot of people join, ask a question, it either gets bumped to the end of the ask questions or we never answer it, and then that doesn't feel good. So taking the more live questions as well would be good. But yeah, so be on the lookout for that.
I've got a really interesting raid. I got a
new raid. All right.
I've got an interesting one.
Okay. Are you gonna say? Yeah, you got it. Okay, nice. All right. What's the raid message? Just.
He's like Conc, I guess. What's Romero?
George Romero.
Romero.
Please play Defrag.
He's making.
Please play Defrag is gonna be. Oh shit! This is a really good raid. This is awesome. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, if you want to join in on it,
I'm not gonna spam Romero.
I'm not gonna spam Romero either.
He's busy.
He's a busy boy, but that's awesome. Okay. So we'll rage. Oh, man. All right. So thank you all for watching. Catch you all in the next one. Enjoy George Romero.
George Romero.
No, not George Romero. Oh, my God. I forgot his first name. My bad.
John.
That's it. The two John. John Carmack. Okay. Anyway. All right. Catch you all next time. Thank you so much for watching.
Yep.